Hello there, a very special day from Jakarta, Indonesia. We come to you live. This is the day, the 79th anniversary of Indonesia's independence.
Merdeka!
What a day. We are coming to you yet for another special segment, a continuation of day-long broadcast here on TV Our World. We are going to go around the world for the overseas celebration of the independence. We are your host for this news for the next 4 hours. I'm Rahmat Idris.
And I'm Valerina Daniel. And today we are we're going to have a very special event for you. And of course, you can see from our traditional costume that we are wearing today, because it's always a custom for us in Indonesia to wear a traditional costume during
It is a tradition
Independence
indeed.
Day.
That's right.
So, and today I'm wearing a costume from Aceh, the western part of Indonesia.
That's
and what
right.
about you, Rahmat? What are you wearing today?
If you represent the westernmost part of the country, I am representing somewhat a little bit to the eastern part, which is in the islands of Sulawesi. And this is what men wear there over in Makassar, where they are known for their delicious seafood.
Oh, Aceh is also known for their delicacy. For example, the Aceh coffee. Right?
Acehese coffee, that has gone around the world. So talking about that, we are going to go around the world as well, as mentioned earlier. During the segment today, for the next 4 hours, we are going to be visiting embassies around the globe. We're going to know how they are celebrating 79th anniversary of Indonesian independence, including our Indonesian diasporas also around the world. So you got to be with us here for the celebration. So where do we fly first to next?
Okay, we are going to go to Qatar. We're going to talk to His Excellency Ridwan Hassan,
our ambassador of the Republic of Indonesia to Qatar, based in Doha right now, joining us all the way from Doha, Qatar. A very good afternoon from Jakarta, Mr. Ambassador. Merdeka!
Merdeka, very good morning from Qatar. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Sabahul khair and selamat pagi.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Doha, Qatar.
Mr. Ambassador, tell us, how are Indonesian people there in Qatar, especially at the embassy, celebrate the day of our independence today? Mr. Ambassador, can you hear us?
Yes, again, we are very happy. Yes, it's not really clear. It's not really clear, but I can get the essence of the question is how we celebrate Indonesian Independence Day in Doha, Qatar. And Alhamdulillah, this morning we just celebrated with the Indonesian community and friend of Indonesia living here in Qatar, the upacara bendera or the hoisting flag ceremony attended by some of the Indonesian community members from different groups. As you might know, in Doha we have around 24,000 Indonesian people living here. And they belong to around 70 association of group. And also this morning, we, like in other places certainly, we follow the activities by having the paskibra, or a group of young men, young people, young students, in order to do the hoisting flag accordingly. And interestingly, the troops of this group is the young men of Indonesian who are studying here as the second generation living here, and also one of the migrant workers who are living here. And we have also the choir group from the community, consists of adult and student also. And after that, certainly we, the community, organize some events. And this morning, we also have a kind of, how do you say it, an expression of our happiness to the God of Almighty, or Rasa Syukur in Bahasa Indonesia. We have the Indonesian nasi tumpeng, the tumpeng rice, the yellow rice with some condiments, and then some garnish, and also some kue-kue. So we feel really at home with different people of the group. And Alhamdulillah also, this year, a lot of participants of this ceremony using the Indonesian traditional clothes as you dress, yeah? As you mentioned also, that I think you are using the one from Aceh, and myself as a Palembangis, I'm using the songket Palembang this morning with special hat. We call it tanjak, this one, and also the sarung dumpak with the songket motif. Thank you.
Wow, that looks nice on you, sir. What we want to know next is whether you're going to have a special traditional competition for us in Indonesia. We usually have that for students at schools, like the sack race, the what do you call that? The makan kerupuk, the
and
chips
eating crisp or chips. That's also
chips eating competition.
Well.
So do you have that kind of competition as well there?
Yeah. Certainly, we realize that it is not apple to apple if you compare how we express our happiness with the one in Tanah Air, yeah, in our homeland country, yeah. But at least we have several activities for the children: lomba karung, lomba makan kerupuk, yeah, eating crackers, bowling tournament also, and then painting for the children, coloring for the young kids, and also, I don't know how to say it in English, but bringing the kelereng with a spoon and then walking with that. So I think everybody, from the small kids until the elder one, also very happy in celebrating this.
Right. Mr. Ambassador, we have been independent for 79 years. Personally, as the extended hands of our country in Qatar, what are your hopes and expectations for this year's independence anniversary?
Yeah, we are very honored. We are very happy. I mentioned to my community members here, 79 years is not a long time, neither a short time, but it is a process of how we, the next generation of our founding fathers, escorting the expectation how to get the independence. Let's work together. Let's support each other, and let's make the name of our country and nation, especially here in Qatar, to be respected by the local people here, as well as the foreign community who are living here. And in this regard, I'm very honored. We, from the embassy and the community, always working side by side. And the big success for us was during the 2023, we have the Qatar Indonesia Year of Culture, where we bring a lot of activities, a lot of cultural promotional activities, and the name of Indonesia is become widely known and respected here in the country. And inshallah, in the years to come, when we are going to celebrate the 50 years of the Indonesia-Qatar diplomatic relationship, we are going to have a big event also bringing the fruit of the existing cooperation to the higher level.
Right, Mr. Ambassador, thank you very much for the story. We wish you the best of luck for the 50th anniversary of Indonesia and Qatar bilateral relations. Again, our Ambassador of the Republic of Indonesia to Qatar, His Excellency Ridwan Hassan. Thank you very much, Mr. Ambassador, and happy Independence Day.
Merdeka.
Merdeka! So where do we go to
All
next,
right,
Val?
so after
A lot of places
Qatar,
to
now
visit
we're
today.
going to Bratislava, where we are going to be joined by His Excellency Pribadi Sutyono, the Indonesian ambassador to Slovakia. Hello, sir. Good morning to you.
Good morning from Bratislava and good afternoon in Jakarta, I believe.
Mr.
Yes.
I'm happy to be.
Ambassador, happy Independence Day. Merdeka!
Happy Independence Day. Merdeka!
Right. Tell us about the celebrations over in Slovakia, sir.
Well, this year's celebration will be quite different because the number of Indonesian now is already increasing around 400 Indonesian now working in Indonesia, sorry, in Slovakia. It's 4 times increase since 2021. So we expected that we are going to have a very, very huge um, well, in the name of Slovakia, you know, a very huge crowd of Indonesian. So we expecting around 350 Indonesian will attend this year. So we are going to start our celebration, also our raise and flag ceremony at 9 Bratislava time, and followed by other activities, including we are going to have a kind of gathering, like singing together, and then we have kind of celebration for other activities. So I think that's a kind of celebration that we are going to have in Bratislava here. Bratislava is very small, Slovakia is small, but we try to do our best for our Indonesian fellows to celebrate it together.
From the video footage that we have seen just now, we've seen a lot of Indonesian participants doing the competition, for example, the badminton competitions, and actually we saw a lot of Indonesian competes in the competition. So, can you describe like what kind or what is the actual feelings that is gathered among the Indonesians over there?
Well, I think they are very, very, very happy because usually every day they are working very tightly. But now, since the celebration is make them, to have more time get together with their fellow Indonesian. So we have a badminton game, we have a bowling, we have a fun walk, and even we have a kind of activities for the children in conjunction with the Children's Day of Indonesia. So bowling and badminton and also fun walk, I think was participated by more than 200 Indonesian fellows. Um, this year we have a very special one, what we call the Jalan Santai or fun walk, because in Slovakia this very prominent in the issue of the environment, woods. So we are trying to make it blend between the Indonesian tradition of celebrating Independence Day with the tradition of the Slovakian people who usually walk every morning in the woods. And it's not only participated by Indonesian actually, but also participated by fellow Slovakian. So I think they are very, very happy. And then, because of the prize also, and also because they are gathering with the Indonesian together, I think it's good. They also, because usually they miss the Indonesian food, so we provide also the Indonesian food in that occasion.
Yeah, that brings me exactly to my next question, Mr. Ambassador, because such an occasions of Independence Day, it's not only a moment for us to gather, but also to get our sense of nationalism, to elevate. And one of the things to do so is through cuisine. So what are exactly on the table today for the celebrations of Indonesian independence that make us feel like going back home, eating our Indonesian food again at the table for the day?
Well, traditionally, we always have nasi tumpeng, as mentioned with our fellow ambassador before. But beside that, this is a complete nasi tumpeng with the complete ingredients. But also we have another kind of cuisine like bakso. We have any satay. We have any like even the cake, the like aram-aram, something like that. So I think this is a we hope that we can, kill their myths of Indonesia by having this kind of cuisine of Indonesia. Well, the celebration itself is going to be last until around 3 o'clock this afternoon. So you can imagine how many activities and food that we provided to the Indonesian.
Right.
Right. So, Ambassador, do you have any hopes for Indonesia as it celebrates the 79th anniversary of its independence today?
For sure that in my message to them later on, I will also mention that as Indonesian, you have to be proud of Indonesia because now Indonesia is one of the big country, one of the best country in the world, and then we would like to make them believe still love Indonesia because Indonesia is a great country. So we would like to let them to make this celebration of Independence Day as a reminder of our collective strength and the boundless potential that lies within each of us to make a difference. No matter how small in contribution, to the growth and prosperity of our nation. So also we also mentioned that please be in Indonesia said is sopan, be with always conduct in accordance with the law, with the regulation in this country, and also be like Indonesian, not be like the others. Indonesian is Indonesian wherever you are. That's our message actually.
Right, very well said then, Mr. Ambassador. Your Excellency, we spoke extensively a while ago for a special dialogue here on TV on World, touching on different aspects that we're trying to enhance when it comes to ties between Indonesia and the Republic of Slovak. At this point in time, Mr. Ambassador, our independence anniversaries, do you see this as another momentum yet to further push our agenda of cooperations between Indonesia and Slovakia? Because you also mentioned briefly there that this is also celebrated by our fellow Slovakians coming over to the embassy.
Well, I think this is about the time also that our relations between Indonesia and Slovakia has to be more strengthened in any aspect. You know that Indonesia and Slovakia has a relations about 31 years ago. We are one of the country that recognized Slovakia in January 1993, the first one of the first one. So, and also now we see the potential of the collaboration between Indonesia and Slovakia in many aspects, including technology, including innovation, people-to-people contact that is very, very strong now. But the main point still is how we can put Indonesia in their radar screen and how to put Slovakia in Indonesia radar screen. So we have to know each other first, but later on we can continue our cooperation. You know that Slovakia is very good in innovation in the automotive industry, renewable energy, geothermal, also like the agriculture. Indonesia has a lot of potential to work together with Slovakia. And last but not least, Slovakia's people is kind of a people who willing to share their experience, share their knowledge to other countries, including Indonesia. Especially now, because the new government here, they would like to have built a more relations beyond Europe. So it means that is including Indonesia in Asia. I think that's our hope that
Right.
our relations will continue strengthen between the Indonesia and Slovakia.
Right.
All right, thank you very much, Ambassador, for joining us today. And of course, once again, happy Independence Day. Merdeka.
Merdeka. Thank you, Your Excellency
Merdeka.
Pribadi Sutyono, all the way from Slovakia, from Bratislava there. And now from Central Europe, we fly over somewhere in East Asia right now.
Yes.
Val.
Where we're going to be joined by Ibu Zelda Wulan Kartika from South Korea in Seoul, exactly. Hello, Ibu Zelda.
A very good day to you, Ibu Zelda, our ad interim representative over at the embassy. A happy Independence Day. Merdeka.
Thank you, Merdeka.
So how do you guys celebrate over in Seoul?
Well, as you are aware that South Korea is 2 hours earlier from Indonesia, so we did celebrate it with flag hoisting ceremony this morning at around 8:30. We started at 8:30, and it means that it was 6:30 Indonesian Western Time. So we did celebrate with the flag hosting ceremony for sure. However, the Indonesian Embassy in Seoul has organized series of events celebrating Indonesia's 79th Independence Day, from sport activities to the Light Up Seoul City Hall event. So the activities are held weekly starting in early August, with the main event today on 17th of August, the flag ceremony, as I mentioned before. And it involves Indonesian staff at the embassy and Indonesian community in Korea. And the activities include various sports competitions such as bowling, darts, Zumba, table tennis, and chess, and also fun games for children and adults. Flag ceremony today, and we will also have a celebration event called Pesta Kemerdekaan HUT ke-79 Indonesia in collaboration with Bank BNI this afternoon around 3:30 Korean times. So it means 1:30 Indonesian West times. And also the Indonesians living in Korea are very enthusiastic in celebrating the 79th Independence Day, especially this year, 17th of August falls on a weekend. So at least we expect 600 people will join the Independence Day celebration event this afternoon. And also I mentioned earlier about the Light Up Seoul City Hall event. So it is a collaboration between the embassy and the Seoul Metropolitan Government. This evening at 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Korean time, the iconic City Hall building in Seoul will light up in red and white lights, symbolizing the colors of Indonesia's national flag. So after the celebration with Indonesian community at the embassy, we are going to rush to the City Hall in Seoul to watch, to witness the red and flag white in lights.
That's amazing.
Oh yeah, that's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Is this for the first time this collaboration is going to be held between Indonesia and South Korea?
Actually, it will be the second time, because the first time was last year, where we celebrate the 50 years anniversary of Indonesia and Korea. So we did the similar things this year, because we also celebrate the 35th anniversary of sister city cooperation between Jakarta and Seoul. So that's why.
Right. Ibu Zelda, you mentioned briefly that there's going to be a Pesta Kemerdekaan, or some sort of feast of independence later on in the day. Tell us more about this festivity.
About the Pesta Kemerdekaan?
Yes.
Well, it is like we have festival in Indonesia, so there will be a stage with art performances with Indonesian dancers and also Indonesian singers from Indonesia. It will be Miss Wika Salim coming from Indonesia, and we'll sing together with the Indonesian community here. We also have like a small bazaar that serve Indonesian culinary and also Indonesian coffee to all the audiences that will arrive and will see and watch the the celebration.
All right. So, since we talk about the Pesta Kemerdekaan and also a collaboration between Indonesia and South Korea, what we want to know more is about, of course, the food, right?
Exactly.
Yes, because you know the Indonesians are very well known with the Korean food at the moment.
Very popular
with the
here.
K-pop invasion to Indonesia. So, do you have a collaboration as well in this kind of aspect for this celebration?
For the celebration, right? For the celebration, at the moment, we have a collaboration in coffee. So as Indonesian coffee. So as you are aware that Korean people, they love coffee very much. So this is the time for us to promote more our coffee for them. So the owner of this coffee stall will be a Korean. She has a coffee stall in Seoul that serve Indonesian coffee. So we invite her to join the bazaar at the celebration today. But for the food, because most of the audience will be Indonesian community, they ask us to serve Indonesian food, of course. So we will serve like empe-empe and risoles, asinan, and the others.
Wow. Right. Well, lastly, Ibu Zelda, before we say goodbye to you, I would like to hear your insights on our 17th Indonesian anniversary. On behalf of our Indonesian people over in South Korea, what are your hopes and expectations for today's independence celebrations and for the future of Indonesia? Just briefly, please.
Okay. First of all, I would like to extend my heartfelt congratulations and best wishes to all fellow Indonesians, both at home and abroad, on this joyous occasion of the 79th Independence Day of the Republic of Indonesia. This day is a powerful reminder of the resilience, unity, and determination of the Indonesian people in their journey towards freedom and nation building. So, as we celebrate this important milestone far from home, let us continue to uphold the values of our nation, contributing positively to both our beloved nation and country where you live. So your presence abroad is a testament to Indonesia's resilience and its growing role on the global stage. Together, let us build a brighter future for our country. Dirgahayu Republik Indonesia.
Right, Ibu Zelda Wulan Kartika, Charge d'Affaires ad interim of Indonesian Embassy for South Korea over in Seoul. Thank you very much. Kamsahamnida for your stories of the celebrations in Seoul.
Thank you for having me. Merdeka.
Merdeka.
Merdeka. We almost forgot about that.
We almost forgot about that.
Thank you for reminding us that. All right, so what we have next?
Yeah, we do have greetings coming in from different parts of the globe from our fellow diplomats representing Indonesia's extended hands of our countries from different parts of the globe. Let's take a look at this next visual.
Hello, I'm Penny Williams, Australian Ambassador to Indonesia. On behalf of the Australian Embassy, I congratulate the government and the people of the Republic of Indonesia on the 79th anniversary of independence. Australia was one of Indonesia's strongest supporters in the struggle for independence, and this year we're delighted to be celebrating the 75th anniversary of diplomatic relations between Australia and Indonesia. We look forward to continuing our close cooperation in the future. Dirgahayu Republik Indonesia.
I'm Frank Felix, the Ambassador of Belgium to Indonesia. In honor of Indonesia's Independence Day, I extend my sincere congratulations to the people of Indonesia on the 79th anniversary of the Republic. May Indonesia continue to prosper and thrive in the years to come. The year 2024 marks a significant milestone for Belgium and Indonesia as we commemorate 75 years of diplomatic relations. Our enduring friendship and cooperation are a testament to the strong bonds between our two nations. May our friendship continue to flourish. Dirgahayu Republik Indonesia.
We have to express our appreciations and sincere gratitude to diplomats coming in from, that was Belgium, and also before that from Australia. Well, thank you very much for those great wishes. And from those countries, we move yet to another exciting destinations, which is the People's Republic of China. We have with us, joining us from the Embassy of Indonesia to PRC in Beijing right now, His Excellency Jauhari Orat Mangun. A very good day to you, Mr. Ambassador. Happy Independence Day. Merdeka! Right, apparently
Papuan,
we are...
Southwest Papuan.
Oh, you look great. Very dashing there, sir. Tell us about the celebrations that has been planned or currently ongoing over at the embassy in Beijing, please.
Yes, we have like 5,000 crowded outside embassy now. Because today we are celebrating 79th anniversary. And at the same time, we are doing the Indonesian fair as well. So the crowd is outside around 5,000. We stopped the registration like 2 days ago because it's already reached 5,000. But it will be seen online based on the statistic last year. It was 115 million. So I hope this year we'll reach 200 million views from the social media.
All right, sir. Can you tell us more about what you and the other staff in Beijing did this morning, for example, for the
ceremony?
Yes, that's right.
Yes, a morning ceremony, raising flag. We have an Indonesian. We have a Gao Qiao. Gao Qiao is Indonesian returnist Chinese. We have Indonesian students, like 500 of us. Present at the raising flag ceremony this morning, and then we started the Indonesian fair around 11, and then break for lunch. So we have a lot of people are coming here. We have some artists from Papua, and then of course students, they perform as well. And then of course tonight or today, later this afternoon, we will do Indonesian music dangdut.
Wow. That sounds very exciting.
Yeah, and then there are 5,000 people
exactly
outside
that is
already. Wow, that's going to be
quite a festivity.
Crowded. Yes.
Mr. Ambassador, walk us through the choice here. You are wearing a Papuan traditional attire. You have artist, singer coming in from Papua to perform in Beijing. Why Papua? Why is this the choice for this year's celebration, sir?
Yes, I do have a theme every year. And then this year we decided to put the Papua on the agenda. So we have Papuan students here. They are studying here. And then recently they won the competition here, singing competition. So why not bring them here? And then we get in touch with the Southwest Papua province. And then they send their delegation. They send their students. I have artists as well from Jakarta. So looking forward for the huge crowd today. This is the experience from last year. Last year it was around 4,000 to 5,000. And then of course we collaborate with one of the social media, leading social media and influencer here as well in China. So I think most likely we are going to reach 2,000 viewers from social media.
Wow.
200 million, sorry. 200 million because
views,
last year 115 million.
Congratulations for the number.
Hopefully this year is going to be increased significantly.
Yeah.
So when you choose dangdut as one of the main performances this afternoon at the celebration, does this mean that maybe dangdut also familiar with the peoples in China?
Yes, because some of the popular dangdut song was translated and become a Chinese music as well. So it's quite popular. And this is the request of course, we call it Beijingers. Beijingers, and the request as well from the Indonesians who are living in China. So we follow the request of the audience.
Right. Well, that sounds very, very exciting, Mr. Ambassador. You mentioned briefly at the beginning that there's going to be an Indonesian fair. Sir, tell us a little bit more about what's in the agenda for the fair, what's being showcased, the art, the performances, the cuisine, maybe, and also tell us about your hope for this year's anniversary of independence.
Yes, leading up to the Indonesian Independence Day that we are celebrating today, we already organized some of the events like sports event among Indonesians here. We do picnic together, riding a bike, playing gaplek, etc. And then last week I invited returnees Chinese from Indonesia, like 50 of them. They visited embassy, and then it was covered as well by social media here, and it was welcomed as well by Indonesian society in Indonesia, and then of course in Chinese Indonesians as well. So and then today, Indonesian Fair, we have like close to 30 stalls. They are selling the Indonesian street food like sate, nasi padang, nasi kapau, siomay, etc. And at the same time, we are promoting batik. We get the support from the Ministry of Tourism and Creative Economy. We get the support as well from the Indonesia Chamber of Commerce, in particular the Indonesia Chinese branch in Jakarta, and some of the exhibitors, they are coming here to present their product to the audience here. So a lot of things are happening now. In fact, after this, I'm going to perform 2 or 3 songs.
Right. So it sounds all very incredible to hear. Of course, it goes without saying that China is one of the biggest trading partners of Indonesia. It's only right that we have such a massive celebration of independence over in Beijing. That's all the time that we have with you,
Yes, yes.
Our ambassador of the Republic of Indonesia to the People's Republic of China.
Our trade last year reached almost 140 billion US dollar. It's the highest one, and surplus on us. If you compare to other parts of the world, like the whole Europe, like 30 million, other part of the world, 40 million, and here 140 billion US dollars, surplus on us.
Yes.
And then investment last year, 7.6 billion. And I think up till June now already 5.5 billion.
Right.
So a lot of good cooperation because of the friendly relation between 2 leaders, our President Joko Widodo and President Xi Jinping, and of course at the ministerial level as well.
Yeah.
And then President-elect, His Excellency
has also
Pak
made the visit.
Prabowo already visited China April this year. So I'm looking forward for much stronger relations between Indonesia and China.
All right. His Excellency Jauhari Oratmangun there, our ambassador over in Beijing, China. Thank you very much, Mr. Ambassador, for your stories and the spirit of independence today.
Merdeka!
Merdeka!
Where to next
from
now,
Beijing.
Nina?
Okay, so next we're going to Darwin.
Yeah.
We're going to be joined by Mr. Bagus Hendraning, the Indonesian Consul General for Northern Territory. Hello, Mr. Bagus.
Right. We have with us. Hello.
Hello. We're fine, thank you, and hopefully you are as well. Well, before we start, of course, happy independence. Merdeka! We always start with that, sir.
Merdeka! Happy Independence Day.
Mr. Consul General, we feel the spirit coming in from you today, and especially at the Consulate of the Republic of Indonesia in Darwin. Mr. Consul General, Bagus Hendraning, tell us about the spirit, the celebrations, the gathering for this festivity of Independence Day.
Well, actually, living in Darwin, actually, this is like similar where they're living with in Indonesia, because the climate, the people, and also the culture are almost the same. And this morning on the flag raising ceremony we have attended, there are around 200 Indonesians in the consulate. And after that, we follow with we call it the cutting of nasi tumpeng. And then we invite some person, eminent person, to receive this tumpeng. After that, we promote our Indonesian culinary. After that, we are very fortunate this year because also there are around 40 Indonesian soldiers who join the flag raising because they are coming here for the joint exercise with the Australian Army for humanitarian disaster assistance. So I think this is a very special event, and all of them is very happy, and we are gathering together, enjoying the Indonesian atmosphere here, and we make the situation will be more conducive because there are all interactive activities like singing together, and then dancing, dangdut, and also we are enjoying our culinary during this time together.
Mr. Bagus, how many Indonesian actually living in Darwin at the moment?
There are, according to our observation, is around 1,400 peoples, and they are mostly students working here, and also some of them they have business here and married with the local people and everything. 1,400 is quite not too big, but it's very friendly community that we can make and we can engage in daily basis.
Yeah. Mr. Bagus, we are looking at pictures of the celebrations over in Darwin, and we see not only Indonesian diasporas coming in to celebrate, but also local Australians. And we know exactly how close and tight-knit is the relations between Indonesia and Australia, and particularly in Darwin. How do you see the responses of the local Australians to the celebrations of our independence?
Yes, there are some Australian. Actually, there are the teacher. For Indonesian, what we call it, there are the teacher for the Indonesian student. Also, there are one of the school that many of the students of Indonesia going there, and many of them they are joining the education program in Indonesia before, and some of them also they are working with the Australian Army as liaison officers. Okay. So it is the time for us also to introduce our culture, our potentiality, and our what we call it, our friendly atmosphere of Indonesia to them. And they are very familiar with Indonesia because most of them they have been in Indonesia quite often. Usually they go to Bali, to Jakarta, to Makassar, and everything. So this kind of like family reunion for them also, and also we try to we have to introduce our what we call it our soft power as Indonesian, that we are very friendly, and also we are ready to work together and to make good relation in the future.
Yes, that's right. So hopefully the relations between Indonesia and Australia is going to be stronger in the future. Thank you very much, Mr. Bagus Hendraning, for joining us today.
Merdeka.
Merdeka. From Darwin, we now go over to one of our closest neighbors, Nina, which is the Embassy of the Republic of Indonesia in Kuala Lumpur. We have with us the Ambassador of Indonesia to Malaysia, His Excellency Hermono, joining us live from Kuala Lumpur. Assalamualaikum, Mr. Hermono, Mr. Ambassador. It is such a delight to see you again, sir. I am missing you in Kuala Lumpur. Thank you for joining us. Happy Independence Day. Merdeka.
Waalaikumsalam. Merdeka.
Mr. Ambassador, walk us through the excitement, the celebrations, the ceremony of 79th Independence Day in Kuala Lumpur.
So, thank you very much for having me, but I would like to share with you the enthusiasm of Indonesian community to celebrate Independence Day this morning at the embassy compared to the previous years that we had hosted. I know I can notice that many people are willing to attend the ceremony, but unfortunately, due to the limited space that we have at the yard, the embassy, we have to limit the number of participants up to 350 person only. But I already informed them that you don't have to worry if you cannot attend this morning ceremony, because we are going to have a Pesta Rakyat in a couple days to come. We are expecting around 5,000 Indonesians will be joining with us to celebrate our independence through Pesta Rakyat. That will be a very joyful occasion.
All right, so Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia is close to the new Nusantara capital city. So is there any maybe sentence or maybe response from the people in Kuala Lumpur regarding the new Nusantara capital, which is located in Kalimantan?
Yeah, especially among the Malaysian business people are very excited to see the new capital of Indonesia, the development of new capital, because they see from the perspective of business opportunity, there are a number of business people who have visited Nusantara. I brought them last May, around 55 companies to Nusantara, and they are very excited and very enthusiastic to participate in the development of our new capital. And hopefully, the next time to come, more investment commitment will be inked between Indonesia and Malaysia to develop our new capital in Nusantara. So
Right.
this is for them. This is a huge opportunity because you know that Malaysia also has territory in the eastern part of Malaysia, the Sabah and Sarawak. So they see this is a closer link between Indonesia and Malaysia, and our capital is getting nearer and nearer to Malaysian territory.
Right.
So this is a good opportunity for them.
Excited to hear that. Just one last question for you, Mr. Ambassador. Being posted in Malaysia, which notably has the biggest number of Indonesian people around the globe, overseas, and also we are having Pesta Rakyat. There's sure going to be just enthusiasms to gather at the center. But overall in Malaysia, what have you heard about the excitements taking place here and there to celebrate the independence and the hopes for these continuing relations with Malaysia?
As you know, we have around 1.5 million Indonesia living across Malaysia, and around 500,000 in the Kuala Lumpur and surrounding city. And I personally have received invitation from our community to celebrate the Independence Day, because a number of Indonesian community across the country, they are also organizing a kind of independence party. So this is a very busy day for me to attend the invitation of from our community. So I can see the excitement that expressed by our people in Malaysia, and I think this year Independence Day has become a very special occasion, because as you know, in the 2 months to come, we are going to see a new government, and they are expecting that under the new government, the situation of Indonesian community in Malaysia will be getting better and better, especially in terms of protection. So I see the enthusiasm is so huge among Indonesian community in Malaysia. So hopefully this coming year will be a good year in bilateral relation between Indonesia and Malaysia, and also a betterment of our protection of our people, our workers in Malaysia.
Right. Mr. Ambassador, it is so great to hear from you. Your Excellency Hermono, Ambassador of Indonesia to Malaysia. Thank you very much, and happy Independence Day once again. Merdeka!
Merdeka!
All right. From Kuala Lumpur, now we're going to go to London, where we have Indonesian Ambassador, His Excellency Desra Percaya. Yeah. Hello, Mr. Ambassador. Thank you for joining us today. And of course, happy Independence Day.
Merdeka! Your Excellency Ambassador Desra Percaya over in London. How was the celebration today, or rather, how the celebration is going to be? Because we believe it's early morning over in London, sir.
Let me first say happy 79th Independence Day to the Republic of Indonesia. May the spirit of Independence Day continue to guide and strengthen our nation. Wishing peace, prosperity, and everlasting unity to all Indonesians. Merdeka!
Merdeka,
well,
again.
Back to your question, Indonesian Embassy in London has organized series of events to celebrate our Independence Day. Today, we will host the flag raising ceremony here at Wisma Nusantara. We are still preparing things. It will be attended by representatives from the Indonesian diaspora, our counterparts, and friends of Indonesia. We also organize a photo competition in our social media and a virtual Cerdas Cermat 17-an. And on the 24th of August, we will hold Pesta Rakyat, which mark the peak of our celebration. The event is open to everyone, featuring performances from UK-based Indonesian performances and special guests from Indonesia. And don't forget, we will also have Indonesian culinary and proud bazaar, product bazaar, and of course, it is not a 17-an if there are no Indonesian traditional games such as lomba makan kerupuk. Let me also emphasize that August is always a very vibrant month for the Indonesian diaspora in the UK and Ireland. And apart from those are organized by KBRI, many Indonesian communities across the UK and Ireland are also hosting cultural events in honor of Independence Day. For example, 2 weeks ago, the embassy was invited to a celebration organized by the Merah Putih community, which included volleyball match and other traditional 17-an games. At the end of August, Indonesia, communities in Isle of Wight, Wales, and Scotland will also organize similar events. To be honest, we are very proud to have such a very strong, active Indonesian diaspora in the UK and Ireland.
Oh, that's such a comprehensive list of events there to celebrate.
So, Mr. Ambassador, you have been posted in several countries before. Yeah. So, in your opinion, what is the special aspect that is different in London, especially compared to other countries, in terms of celebrating the Independence Day?
This year, we celebrate 75 years of diplomatic relation between Indonesia and UK, and 40 years of diplomatic relations between Indonesia and Ireland. These milestones present a fresh momentum for us, especially as both Indonesia and the UK are having new governments this year. We have several special collaboration programs planned to commemorate these milestones, including the launching of commemorative logo with UK and Ireland, Ambassador to Indonesia, and also the convening of Indonesia Youth Orchestra Transfer Performance in Edinburgh Festival Fringe, and our upcoming diplomatic receptions in London and Dublin. And today, right after the ceremony, I will accompany one of famous Siligram, a local Siligram, Lawrence Benson. We will have this event to be covered by his Instagram, and especially both of us are going to the Emirates Stadium. This is the beginning of football premiership in the UK.
Wow.
Arsenal will play Wolverhampton today.
Right. Well, Mr. Ambassador, you mentioned briefly on the diplomatic reception, because it is also an integral part of independence celebrations all over the world through our Indonesian embassies. Over in London, for the upcoming diplomatic receptions, what's on the table to be showcased to our invited diplomats from different countries in London to the event?
Again, I think we are going to show the progress that our country has made. And again, to showcase the pluralism, democracy that we have. And again, I think this is really the opportunity to put Indonesia on the map of the United Kingdom and Ireland.
All right. Since you mentioned that it's going to be the beginning of the English Premiership, so maybe you can tell us, is there any kind of special plan for example, for Indonesian national team to play there?
I think we are working on it, and certainly we need the help from Ketua PSSI, Pak Erick Thohir, and we are working on it.
Right. I'd like to know more about the Pesta Rakyat that you mentioned there, sir, because we showcase the cuisine, the performances. How do we sort of see this sort of event and celebrations can further enhance the ties between Indonesia and the UK?
Well, the thing is, what we are going to perform not only about culinary, about Indonesian destination, and about to showcase how pluralism in Indonesia works very well. This is the reason why we are going to invite not only Indonesians, but local communities as well. So I think This is going to be very important. Last year, we convened this event and attended by around 5,000 attendants, and we do also expect to have similar number or could be more because the weather will be good.
Right. It is a lovely summer indeed in Europe right now. It's not for the heat wave. We have to thank you for your stories and your spirit again. Your Excellency Desra Percaya, the Ambassador of the Republic of Indonesia to the United Kingdom. Thank you very much, sir. Happy Independence Day again. Merdeka.
Merdeka.
Thank you.
All right.
We jump over to Middle East now from what I hear. Nina, where do we go to next?
We are going to go to Abu Dhabi, where we're going to be joined by Indonesian Ambassador for United Arab Emirates, His Excellency Husin Bagis.
Assalamualaikum, Mr. Ambassador from Jakarta, Indonesia here. Happy Independence Day. Merdeka.
Merdeka.
It's so good to see you, Mr. Ambassador. Tell us about the celebrations over in Abu Dhabi, where you are right now.
Alhamdulillah, today we have a celebration of Independence Day in our embassy in Abu Dhabi. Around 200, 250 coming to attend this celebration. And we have also not only celebration, we have some event like a fashion show, like some others attractive also for people who coming to our embassy today. And we have provide all people also here who coming to Abu Dhabi, like some food, ice cream, whatever they want, they can easier to get in our embassy. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, it's so good to hear that.
Yes, absolutely. I'm sure people are very eager to try on some Indonesian delicacies during this celebration. So have you prepared any special food from Indonesia, or maybe special delivery from Indonesia directly?
Oh, yeah.
That would be great.
Of course, we have like food, like we have rendang, we have nasi kuning, we have some snack like risoles, like what else? Nagasari, whatever, inshallah, we will find here in embassy.
Well, that is truly mouth-watering to hear you describe all those food, Mr. Ambassador. But one thing we'd like to know, how many Indonesians do we have exactly over in United Arab Emirates, and how many are invited to the embassy for the celebration?
Of course, we have around 100,000 Indonesian people in Emirat Arab, around 50,000 around Abu Dhabi and 50,000 around Dubai. And then, of course, most of them are working today. So around 250 coming to our Independence Day in our embassy, inshallah.
Right.
So do we have information, Mr. Ambassador, from the 100,000 people, and mostly half of them are migrant workers? Do they get the opportunity to celebrate, or at least get together probably, I don't know, on Sunday? Because you mentioned today, even though it's Saturday, they can't get a day off to celebrate.
Of course, nowadays the people of Indonesia in Emirat Arab, they are proud as Indonesia, because relationship between both leaders, either President Joko Widodo or His Highness Muhammad bin Zayed, very close. So easier for us also now to keep in touch with all Indonesian people in Emirat Arab, because like this.
Right. Delicious food there, looks like the yellow rice as well.
So when you say that there are a lot of Indonesian there, that means, is it easy for the Indonesian to get, for example, traditional food from Indonesia there? Is there any special store that cooperates with the Indonesian government, for example? Yes, that's right.
We have some Indonesian restaurant in Abu Dhabi, some Indonesian restaurant in Dubai. And then, of course, we can easier find some material for food in some department store in Abu Dhabi. No problem. Easier. Only we cannot find like jeruk limo and so on. But the others we can find here in Abu Dhabi, in Dubai.
Wow, we need something to replace the acidity from jeruk limau, as you mentioned.
So we invite you to come to Abu Dhabi to check everything, inshallah.
Oh, we will soon. We'll reserve our tickets very soon. We have to see
waiting for your invitation here.
Exactly.
All right. So, do you have any hopes that you would like to convey during this celebration to the Indonesian people?
Of course, Alhamdulillah, nowadays the relationship between the two countries are very, very strong. And of course, the next year, inshallah, become more stronger also between the two countries. And then in Abu Dhabi, you will find Joko Widodo Street, Joko Widodo Mosque, and Indonesian Embassy also all grant from His Highness to Indonesia. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Well, that is all the time that we have with you for the Independence Day. Mr. Ambassador, His Excellency Husin Bangis, Indonesian Ambassador to United Arab Emirates over in Abu Dhabi. Thank you very much, Shukran. And again from Jakarta, happy Independence Day. Merdeka!
Mabruk, mabruk.
How exciting it is. Before we head off to Egypt, we have our embassy there in Cairo and standing by our ambassador to talk to us very soon. We do have yet another greetings coming in. Let's take a look at what our diplomats around the world have to say for 79th Indonesian's independence anniversary. Take a look.
I'm Christian Netland, Deputy Head of Mission at the Norwegian Embassy for Indonesia and Timor-Leste. On behalf of the Norwegian Embassy in Jakarta, I extend our heartfelt congratulations on the occasion of Indonesia's 79th Independence Day. This day not only marks the birth of a nation, but also celebrates the enduring spirit, resilience, and unity of the Indonesian people. Norway values its close and long-standing relationship with Indonesia, rooted in mutual respect, shared values, and a commitment to peace and sustainable development. We look forward to continuing our partnership in various sectors, fostering greater cooperation and contributing to the progress and prosperity of both our nations. On this significant day, I wish the people of Indonesia continued success, peace and prosperity. May the spirit of independence continue to inspire generations to come. Merdeka!
Hello, I am Singapore Ambassador to Indonesia. On behalf of Indonesia's many good friends in Singapore, I extend our warmest wishes to all Indonesians as you celebrate 79 years of independence. Indonesia and Singapore share excellent relations built over the years through close cooperation and mutual respect. May the friendship between our two countries continue to strengthen in the years ahead.
Right, welcome back to a very special day here on TV Our World, coming to you live from Jakarta, Indonesia, as all day long we celebrate the 79th anniversary of independence of the Republic of Indonesia. And Nina, we have to thank our diplomats there from Norway and Singapore for their very special, beautiful greetings for our Independence Day. Thank you very much.
Yes, and now we're going to go to Cairo, where we are going to be joined by the Indonesian ambassador to Egypt, His Excellency Lutfi Rauf. Hello, sir. Thank you very much for joining us today. Happy Independence Day to you. Merdeka.
Merdeka.
Well, let me say, Merdeka.
Yeah.
It's a great pleasure today. It's a great day for Indonesia.
Oh, that is amazing.
It is a big celebration in Cairo. The first ever we have this in the soccer field of Al-Azhar University.
That is awesome. We have to applaud you from Jakarta for being on the field right there in the heart of the ceremony. Thank you very much. So tell us about what's the celebration right there where you are standing right now, Mr. Ambassador.
This is very great day, very important day for the people of Indonesia. Therefore, it is reflecting despite the fact they far away from our homeland, but our people here also join us in celebrating with happiness of these important days of Independence Day. So I don't need to talk too much. I'll share the atmosphere with you, with all the audience and viewers. So again, from Cairo with love, we say, Merdeka, 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 Indonesia Maju, Nusantara Baru. This is the atmosphere. Yeah.
That is amazing. Yeah. Thank you very much for walking us through the festivity.
Like a bit different. better to go into the field to share what our
Right.
Wow.
Mr. Ambassador, Cairo is known to have so many, over 12,000 Indonesian students, let alone Indonesian diaspora. Yes. What are the excitement there? Tell us.
Well, as I say, you know, it's better to show you the atmosphere where everybody has a big smile. So this, I say, this is the first time we have in the soccer field because we want to have all our people, our students, our others, the Indonesians, Indonesians, Indonesian lovers, come over and join us together on this very important day.
How many people is going to be expected to be there, Mr. Ambassador?
So actually, we have around 15,000 or 16,000 altogether throughout Egypt, but because of the limitation of space, we just provided a space for 1,000 participants, mostly Indonesian students. I would like also to share the information. Beside our children here, we have also representative from the Association of Indonesian Student Association from Middle East and Africa who are here for the symposium. So they are joining us with us also. So it's a great feeling.
Right.
We have them all young generations as the future leader of Indonesia. Merdeka!
Merdeka. Well, Ambassador Lutfi, we are very curious about the agenda today in Cairo. Now, you just concluded the ceremony, but tell us about the next plan for the celebrations. Are we going to have a bazaar, an Indonesian fair, or performances, or cuisine? Tell us more about that, sir.
Today is the day of the Indonesian people. Today is the day when we celebrate with happiness with different kind of activities. So we have a number of activities before this, as traditionally we have done in the past, sport competitions, and today also the students will have their own competitions in the number of games in this place. Again, this is the first time we have it. In the past, we always have it in the embassy, but very limited space. So now, we have very big space. We are very grateful to the generosity of Al-Azhar University who provide us with this venue for our people to come over together.
Right.
I'm so excited to see you moving around. It's like you're very pro in this, Mr. Ambassador.
Yeah.
So better to share the view rather than just talking by myself, huh?
All right. Mr. Ambassador, personally being the extended hand of Indonesian government, Indonesian people in Egypt, we've been independent for 79 years. What do you have to say for this very special day for our country and your hopes, especially with the upcoming administration in Indonesia?
I'm always grateful to the peoples and the government of Egypt. It's a history, according to the history, we have very strong tradition and culture. Egypt is the first Arabic country to recognize the newly independent of Indonesia in August 1945. And the good relations, strong relations continue to grow. And then I think we will continue to have this one in many fields. Inshallah, with the new government, the relation will continue to strengthen in the times ahead because there are so much opportunities for two countries to work together in the field of economy, trade, social cultures, and then, as you said, we have here around 15,000 students who study in Cairo, in Egypt. So this is a reflection of how this relations has been there for many years and will continue to grow in the many times to come. So we have to say once again, I'm very grateful to people and the government of Egypt for their continued support.
Right. Well, it seems like a very fine day over in Cairo. We have to thank you, Your Excellency Lutfi Rauf, the Ambassador of the Republic of Indonesia to Egypt, over in Cairo Embassy. Thank you very much, Mr. Ambassador, for sharing with us the spirit, the excitement, right there from the heart of it. Can we have people come over to you and just say hi, say Merdeka to all of us here from Jakarta, Indonesia? Happy Independence Day. Merdeka!
Merdeka. Thank you very much once again, Mr. Ambassador.
Thank you.
Okay, so that's very exciting pictures that we have from Cairo.
And just to see the reflections of cheers and spirit from Indonesian diasporas is getting together right there live on the field. And before we all go over to another part of the world, next one we have Singapore. We do have a very special greetings from our fellow Singaporeans on the celebrations of Indonesia's independence. Take a look at this next visual.
Dengan ini menyatakan kemerdekaan Indonesia. Hal-hal yang mengenai pemindahan kekuasaan dan lain-lain diselenggarakan dengan cara seksama dan dalam tempo yang sesingkat-singkatnya. Jakarta, 11 Agustus 1940. Atas nama bangsa Indonesia, Soekarno-Hatta.
And that was a clip from the celebration in Singapore. And now we're going to be joined by the ambassador of Indonesia to Singapore, His Excellency Suryo Pratomo. Hello, Ambassador Tommy. Thank you very much for joining us today. Happy Independence Day to you. Merdeka!
Merdeka! Thank you, Val. I think better you interview Val.
Yes. It reminds me a little bit about what me and the families were having during our post in Singapore, because my husband was a diplomat there.
You were there for a while, yeah?
Yes, that's right. So it's happy to see you again, Ambassador Tommy. Tell us what is the agenda for the celebration this year?
No, we just finished the reception after the flag ceremony. That, as usual, this is not the last of our event that we are preparing for celebrating our Independence Day. We still have the diplomatic reception on 22nd, and also we have the Pesta Rakyat on 25th of August. So, but we are not very happy because I'm very glad that actually today forecasting is Singapore it will be rain, but the morning the weather is quite very good, and just finished the event. Now we have a rain, very hard rain, so that's why I'm very glad that finally that we can make a hosting flag and also the reception, especially to give some awarding to one Singaporean who we think given a very significant role to strengthen our cooperation. And this year's Adinata Award given to Professor Tomiko from NUS.
Right. Well, we hope here that over in Singapore the rain won't be long, so we'll have more outdoor celebrations throughout the day. Mr. Ambassador, before we go through with more excitements, you said there for the Pesta Rakyat, for the Folks Party, and also for the diplomatic receptions, I am highly intrigued with what you are wearing right now, the traditional outfit.
You actually read my mind. I was trying to ask.
Tell us more about that, the choice of your attire today, sir.
No, I'm wearing the Achenese dress actually, and as our actually regular celebration for the Independence Day, we are asking all the Indonesians must be using their own custom traditional custom, and so that's why today in the embassy we can see how that Nusantara is represented with the kind of custom that we are wearing. So that's why make some Singaporean that we are invited very amazed, because we are really set up the celebration is represent that Professor Tomiko said that this is represent diversity of unity in diversity of Indonesia.
It's interesting because you're wearing Aceh a costume, I'm wearing Aceh costume, and you're from Aceh originally.
We are in sync here today for the celebration. How amazing is that?
All right, so Ambassador Tommy, so Singapore not long ago celebrated its anniversary or Independence Day anniversary as well, just like Indonesia. So how do you see the relations between Singapore and Indonesia in the future, since they have more things in common?
I think it's very interesting that this year is very special for Indonesia and for Singapore, because we are not only celebrating our National Day, but at the same time, we would have the incoming leaders. Even Singapore have already a new prime minister, but Indonesia will have the new president and will be inaugurated on 20th of August, but October, I mean. But when the last meeting between the incoming leaders, when Pak Prabowo Subianto attend from Sanggil Dialogue and have a courtesy to Prime Minister Lawrence Wong, that the two leaders realized that the role of the Indonesia and for Singapore and Singapore for Indonesia is complementary. So that's why the two leaders is agreed to continue the foundation that have already laid out by the previous leaders, especially by Pak Jokowi and Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong. That in the last 10 years, actually, we have very close relationship in politics, because we have not only finalized our agreement for the three issues that very sensitive: flight information region, defense cooperation agreement, and also extradition treaty. But this year, the three agreement is implemented. The second one for the economic relation, I think Singapore is one of the close trade partner for Indonesia, and this year's trade balance between Indonesia and Singapore have already back to normal, like before COVID pandemic. Now is above 30 billion US dollar. In terms of investment also, Singapore is the biggest foreign direct investor for Indonesia in the last 10 years. And after COVID pandemic, the investment from Singapore to Indonesia is always double digit. So the last 2 years, investment from Singapore to Indonesia is almost 30 billion US dollar. And the first semester this year, investment from Singapore to Indonesia is also almost 9 billion US dollar. So once again, in terms of politics and economy, our relationship is very strong. But in education also, last month, Minister of Education Nadiem Makarim with the Minister of Education of Singapore, Chan Chun Sing, launched the collaboration between 4 universities in Indonesia, Indonesian University, ITB, UGM, and also ITS from Surabaya. They collaborate with NTU and launch the program that we call Inspirasi. So inclusion program that have already launched between 4 University of Indonesia and 1 Nanyang Technological University from Singapore. And now all the students from 2 sides have the opportunity to make an exchange. The student from Indonesia in the second semester, they can allow to study an NTU and for 1 year for undergraduate. And if they want to continue study for 1 year, they can grab the master degree. So I think many kind of cooperation that we have already set up. And I think this is the foundation is very excellent. So that's why today we awarding some our actually traditional event since 2021 that we are awarding to Singaporean who give it a very significant role to strengthen our cooperation. And for this year, we granted the award to Professor Tomiko from MUS.
All right, thank you very much, Ambassador Tomio, for joining us today. It really makes me feel missing a little bit about Singapore.
It's a reunion for you and Mr. Ambassador.
All right, thank you very much, Ambassador Tomio, for joining us today. Happy Independence Day.
Merdeka.
We invite you for 25th of August because we have Kahitna here.
Oh, your favorite artist. So congratulations for that, Mr. Ambassador.
That's going to be a lot of fun.
All right, have a good day.
Merdeka.
Merdeka. Thank you from Singapore there, His Excellency Suryo Pratomo. And now we move on to the Consulate General of the Republic of Indonesia over in Melbourne, Australia. We have Mr. Honorable, the Consul General himself, Kunchoro Waseso, joining us for the conversation. And again, he is taking us onto the field just like last year. It's amazing. It's always a lot of merriment there. A very good day to you, Mr. Consul General from Jakarta, Indonesia. Happy Independence Day. Merdeka.
Merdeka. Hai Rahmat. Hai Malina. It's a pleasure to meet you again. This is another year of our chapter. And this year is really amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, today, like last year, we have two occasions. First one is the flag raising in the office. That is in the morning. But now, it is in the middle of the city of Melbourne. You can see that one here. Even the parade is still going on. See? With a lot of people, so many here. And everybody is singing the song, right? So every day give the intention to have that. Look, everybody here. This is in the center of the TBD. Well, it's around more than 1,000, I guess, that one. So that is what we have here. And look also, those are the students of Indonesia who study here in the University of Monash in Melbourne, in Swinburne, and they're coming from every district in Indonesia. Some of them coming from West Java, and the other one coming from Makassar, from Aceh, from Jakarta, and from Yogyakarta. So again, we are really happy. And thank you again for having us to Melbourne to be with you again.
All right. Okay, so well, I was in Melbourne in 2009, 2010 during my master's degree years. Yeah. So it's very exciting to see that a lot of crowds are gathering over there, Mr. Bapak Kunchoro. But tell us, what is the next agenda after this morning procession?
Well, this flag raising is actually, we are now three hours ahead from you in Indonesia. And for today, this is supposed to be the end of the program. But tomorrow, there will be another occasion by our community. We are going to have the Nusantara, Anekarya Nusantara Melbourne, who are going to perform musical girls with the other, association. And then in the afternoon, we have also what we call as theatrical temulawak in the afternoon. So tomorrow we'll be still having that another performance, and also on the occasion of the celebrations. Look, this is the parade. It's really amazing, right? What I understand that you are from the Monash University, is that correct?
Yes, that's right, sir. So it's very happy to see you in Melbourne reporting live from there, because it's also makes me feeling a little
Another
bit...
reunion from my fellow.
Oh, yes, that's right.
It's just like a nostalgia, right?
Yes, that's right.
Everybody is sing song. Look, even people here. See, they are all singing the Indonesian song.
Hi, everyone.
That's so really amazing.
Mr. Consul General, walk us through, because I'm looking at the members of the Paskibra there, the groups that are hoisting the flags.
Right.
How are they selected?
Yes.
Were they students or the staff, member staff of the Consul General?
They are all students of Indonesia here. And they are coming from every district in Indonesia, as well as they are coming from the Monash University, from University of Melbourne, from the Swinburne, from RMIT, from every university here. They're not the staff of the Consul General. So we are really supported by the communities here.
That's amazing. Well, just to embody the sense of nationalism that's truly represented by everyone right there. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Ambassador, that's actually at the embassy, right? Or is it somewhere else in Melbourne?
No, this
at the Consul General.
Pardon me. Square. The foreigner knows very well. The Fed Square is the icon of Melbourne.
Oh.
This is the landmark of Melbourne, the center of CBD, where everybody come here. So those who are gathering here, not only the Indonesian, but also foreign tourists come here and see and witnesses the ceremony.
That's exactly my question to you. How would you describe the excitements of local Australians pertaining to the celebrations and looking at what they're looking at right now at the ceremony?
They're really amazed. They're really amazed. They're really, well, first of all, they are really surprised. What happening here? They asked me like, what? I said, we have that kind of ceremony, and they're really happy. And they expect that they are going to have another things in the following years as well.
All right, and of course, tomorrow you're also going to have an event. So how many people that you're expected to come?
Okay, let me first tell you, for that flag raising in the consulates this morning, even only, we have more than 1,100 people attending the ceremony. Now we have also more than 1,000, and tomorrow I guess we have like 500 to 700 of the hall.
Right. Wow. We also like to know what's on the table for the culinary delights, the cuisines, because we know Indonesia shares a very close relations with Australia. We believe a lot of Asian food, probably Indonesian restaurants as well in Melbourne. But for this particular day, what has been selected as treats for the guests, for the invitees, for the celebrations on the table to be enjoyed, Mr. Consul General?
Right. You know, Melbourne is really a very special place for everybody over here. Yeah. Let me tell you that even we have here around 55 restaurant or cafe, Indonesian restaurant or cafe. And today we have also some catering or some cafe also gathering in our Consulate General. Tomorrow we are also will be gathered by around 11 restaurants in that performance of what do you call Nusantara Melbourne. So while we are celebrating the Independence Day, we are also promoting our Indonesian culinary.
Right. Well, thank you very much for the excitement and the stories right there at the heart of Melbourne, our Consul General, Mr. Kunchoro Wasenso. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone from Jakarta. Happy Independence Day. Merdeka.
Merdeka. Thank you.
Thank you very much for having us. They just finished marching.
Thank you very much, sir. All right, so from Melbourne, now we are going to move to Manila, where we are going to be joined by the Indonesian ambassador to the Philippines, His Excellency Agus Wijoyo. Hello, sir. Can you hear us from in Jakarta? Happy Independence Day. Merdeka.
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 Right, Mr. Ambassador, looking very officials right there at the office. Tell us about the celebrations of the Independence Day today, sir, over in Manila's embassy.
Yes, we actually have just concluded our commemoration of Independence Day today, starting with the flag hoisting ceremony. And followed by a get-together with the Indonesian communities and Friends of Indonesia in Manila. But actually, the events commemorating the Independence Day have started since the 27th of June by having a fun walk as the opening of the chain of events, then followed by several entertainment and sports competition, where eventually, in the end, today we presented the results and prizes to the winners of those competition. Today we are having the flag hoisting ceremony, and to be followed by the diplomatic reception on the 5th of December evening.
Right.
And also we will also be having an Indonesian bazaar titled in Tagalog Sarap ang Indonesia, which translates into Indonesia Lezat. And of course, this year we are not only commemorating the Independence Day, because this year we are commemorating also the 75 years of bilateral diplomatic relations between Indonesia and the Philippines, which reaches the peak of the celebration on the 22nd of November, the actual day of the establishment of the bilateral relations.
Right, Mr. Ambassador, 79 years of independence and 75 years bilateral relations with the Philippines. How would you describe these momentums will intertwine and further enhance the ties between the two countries?
The ties between Indonesia and the Philippines have always been smooth, as we all know. We are both member states of ASEAN, and that actually Indonesia and the Philippines were actually patrons of the establishment of what later developed into ASEAN. And not only that we have a smooth relations, but our bilateral relations are closely resembles as a relations of kin. And if we try to look into the past, before modern history, we can find we can assume that most probably we came to the same origin of ethnic groups. This is evident from similarity of words that we have between the Indonesian several ethnic language in Indonesia, and also several ethnic language in the Philippines. And during the modern times, the modern history, although that Indonesia and Philippines were colonialized by different colonial powers, and that in the modern history during the Cold War, we tend to lean on different political orientation, but that does not stop us from establishing a very smooth, healthy, and kindly relations between Indonesia and the Philippines, which practically we see no obstacles, only challenges that I think is a natural situation between any international relations between two countries.
Oh, that's great to hear that we have a good relations with the Philippines. Sir, we've been asking the other ambassadors about the menu for today's celebration. Do you have any special menu that you have been prepared for today's celebration?
Could you repeat the question, please?
Yes. Is there any special menu or Indonesian food that you have been prepared for today's celebration?
yes. Let me see. Today we provide an environment of Indonesian flavor from the entertainment and also through the culinary presentations or provisions. From the presentation, the during the ceremony, the songs were sang by a choir from the Christian community, and also after that, during the get together, there were presentations from our internal community, from starting from the Indonesian diaspora network, also from within the embassy itself, the Dharma Wanita Persatuan DWP, and also from the Indonesian community in the Philippines. As for the culinary, the climax was noted by the presentation of the nasi uduk or nasi kuning or yellow rice, and also with that we also explain about the philosophy of the yellow rice and all the environment was actually we tried to present in a typically Indonesian flavor.
All right. Or maybe a mix of Indonesian semur ayam and the Philippines chicken adobo. They're very delicious. We have to thank you for your beautiful stories there. The ambassador of the Republic of Indonesia to the Philippines, His Excellency Agus Wijoyo, joining us from the Manila Embassy. Thank you very much, sir, for your stories and the spirit of independence. From Jakarta, happy Independence Day again, and Merdeka!
Thank you, Merdeka.
All right.
Salamat po. Yeah.
From Manila, we're now going to go to Oslo, where we'll be joined by the Indonesian ambassador to Norway, His Excellency Tuku Faizazah.
Yeah,
hello, Mr. Ambassador.
Hello.
A
very good morning to you in Norway, Mr. Ambassador.
Yeah, good morning from Norway, from Oslo, Norway.
And from Jakarta, happy Independence Day. Merdeka!
Merdeka, happy Independence Day also from all of us in Oslo. It's good that we join you this morning from Oslo to celebrate together as part of your day celebration of Indonesian Independence Day.
Right. Mr. Ambassador, so far away from Indonesia, being posted where you are in Oslo. I mean, we know you from your time as our media license here for TVRI when you were at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Tell us about the celebrations of Indonesian diasporas and the people over at the embassy for this very special day.
Well, we are glad that, fortunately enough, this celebration is on the weekend. It's Saturday. Yeah. So we expect that more Indonesian communities could join us in this particular day. We are a small number of Indonesian diaspora in Norway. Altogether, it's less than 1,500 people. But close to North Oslo, we have around 300. So we expect to see around 200 or 250 Indonesian will join us on the celebrations. So it's really exciting that in this, especially during this holiday season, it's a summer holiday in Norway. So many of our Indonesian colleagues also have their holiday traveling away from Norway, but we certainly hope, because this is a very special occasion, they will come and celebrate together with us at the residence of the ambassador.
All right. Mr. Ambassador, can you tell us more about the agenda for the celebration? Is there any special occasion, like maybe special performances by Indonesian artists or maybe other artists involved in this particular program?
Well, in essentially, we try to bring Indonesian festivity here to Oslo, to Norway. We don't have any particular artists come from other part of, even from Indonesia, but it's a local talent. So it is very much, it's from us to us as well. Anybody can contribute to make this a lively and happiest occasions. On the 3rd of August, we already organized some sport activities. So just to make they fully participate in some of the activities, we have very popular gauntlet games, ping pong. So basically, we try to engage all Indonesian diaspora to take a very active participation in these festivities. And today, aside from the ceremony, the upacara, we will have also some fun games for the children. Similarly to back home in Indonesia, we will have lomba kerupuk, for instance, marbles games, double four. So it's very much how to bring the flavor of celebration from Indonesia here to Norway.
Right. Mr. Ambassador, 1,500 Indonesian people right there residing in Norway, all over the country. I'm curious as to what they do, their occupations. Tell us about the compositions of these Indonesian diasporas. Are they mainly students or migrant workers or married to Norwegians? Tell us more about this.
Yes. Well, it's a combination. Some married to the local Norwegians, but we also have expatriates who work at the oil company, for instance, and also who have some profession at the university. We have a small number of students, less than 20, I think, all over Norway. But in terms of expertise, we are very proud that some of talented Indonesia contribute to economy of Norway through their expertise. So across of Norway, in some of the big cities, you might find Indonesian who are specializing in some work activities like IT, oil and gas, and many other related sectors.
All right. Okay. Because this is summer time.
It looks very tropical in Norway there.
So is there any maybe certain activities that you would like to highlight in Oslo?
Yeah, because we see some hiking there, beautiful nature. Well, Norway is always known for its beautiful nature, right? No matter the season.
Yes, well, you can imagine summer. Summer in Oslo is not summer like in Jakarta. It's sunny, but it's also breeze, cold sometimes. So, but last 2 weeks ago, we organized fun walks. We walk quite extensive. It takes like about 1 hour walk up and down the hills with community. So we try to be part of this beauty of nature in Norway. So try to maximize the beauty of nature in Norway, but also having fun among Indonesians.
Right. Ambassador Teuku Faizasyah, on the occasion of the 79th anniversary of independence of Indonesia, tell us more about the highlights of the bilateral and diplomatic relations between Indonesia and Norway at this point in time.
Well, next year we will celebrate 75 years of bilateral relations. The strengths of our two countries' relation, mostly in the area of political relations. We have long-standing dialogue on human rights issues. We have a strong relation on the environmental relations and also energy sectors. So these basically are the foundation of our relations. We will celebrate next year 75 years of relation, especially different to the previous year, because we try to encapsulate all the good relation that we have, form it into one of memorandum of understanding reflecting where we are after 75 years of bilateral relation and what we expect perhaps 20 years from now, from next year. Hopefully we can put together a new area of cooperation learning from the strength of each country. So although we are far apart, but there are a lot of similarities. We are island countries, both Norway and Indonesia is island countries. We are depend a lot on our maritime, so there are a lot of new cooperation on the maritime issues. So it's very much open to really dig in the potential that we can explore further among the two sides.
Right. Well, Mr. Ambassador, as one of the most prominent Scandinavian countries, Norway has always been notorious for their efforts towards a green earth and sustainability in industry. And that's also been a project that's also focused for developing nations, including Indonesia, for the Just Energy Transition Program. At this point, how would you describe Norway's support for Indonesia to, to reach the net zero emissions? Because it is a part of the SDGs by 2030.
Well, there's a saying, it takes two parts to tango. So the support will very much depend on how far we are really moving forward in our commitment to implement the net zero process. Indonesia is one of the good partners for Norway, and they follow closely our JETP committee. They already committed to contribute some funding. And last 2 months ago, the Ministry of Energy of Norway came to Jakarta for the bilateral dialogue with our Minister of Energy. And part of the announcement is to contribute in the development of hydropowers, then also to connect the two universities, the Institute of Technology in Bandung and Bergen University, to conduct more in-depth collaboration in the areas of sustainable development in energy-related issues. So I mean, they are very supportive to our efforts, and it takes also require our also commitment and clear plan how we move forward with our emission target based on our commitment in Paris.
Right. Well, it's certainly great to hear that, because we spoke to the ambassador of Norway to Indonesia here in Jakarta a while back, who fully echoed what you just said, Mr. Ambassador. So it's great to see you and hear you over in Oslo for the Independence Day, Mr. Ambassador Teguh Faizasha, Ambassador of Indonesia to Norway. Thank you very much again for your time and your story, sirs. Happy Independence Day and Merdeka.
Merdeka. Happy Independence Day.
All right, we're going to take a break. Yes, and then hopefully you'll be with us after the break. What else are we going to have?
Yeah, we have more countries. We have from Astana, Kazakhstan, from Thailand, and more excitements for the celebrations of Indonesian independence around the globe. Stay with us right here on TVR World. We'll be right back.
Hello, I am Singapore Ambassador to Indonesia. On behalf of Indonesia's many good friends in Singapore, I extend our warmest wishes to all Indonesians as you celebrate 79 years of independence. Indonesia and Singapore share excellent relations built over the years through close cooperation and mutual respect. May the friendship between our two countries continue to strengthen in the years ahead.
On behalf of the British government, I would like to congratulate the Republic of Indonesia on its 79th anniversary of independence. As we celebrate our 75th anniversary of diplomatic relations between Indonesia and the UK, we look forward to strengthening our partnership as we work together in bringing prosperity, protecting our environment, and making our planet more peaceful for both of our peoples. Dirgahayu Republik Indonesia yang ke-79. Nusantara Baru, Indonesia Maju.
My name is Ta Van Thong. I am the Ambassador of Vietnam to the Republic of Indonesia. On the occasion of the 79th Independence Day of Indonesia and 62nd anniversary of the television of the Republic of Indonesia, I'd like to extend my warmest congratulations to TVRI. The relations between Vietnam and Indonesia have never been stronger than this. I hope that TVRI will continue to make great contributions to the promotion of ties between our two peoples. Once again, my warmest greetings to TVRI and its audience. Happy anniversary to TVRI.
Proklamasi kami bangsa Indonesia dengan ini menyatakan kemerdekaan Indonesia. Hal-hal yang mengenai pemindahan kekuasaan dan lain-lain diselenggarakan dengan cara seksama dan dalam tempo yang sesingkat-singkatnya. Jakarta, 17 Agustus 1945. Atas nama bangsa Indonesia, Soekarno-Hatta.
Hey there, welcome back. We are still in the thick of it, in the excitement of day-long broadcast here on TVR World as we celebrate the 79th anniversary of Independence Day of the Republic of Indonesia. We're still your hosts for the next 2 hours. Falina Daniel and Rahmat Idris here. And next up, we are going to say Swadika to Thailand.
Yes, because we are going to take you to Bangkok, where we're going to be joined by the Indonesian ambassador to Thailand, His Excellency Rahmat Budiman. Hello, Ambassador. Thank you for joining us today. Happy Independence Day to you.
Merdeka!
Hello, Merdeka. Hello. You are fine. Okay, thank you very much for giving us the opportunity to communicate with you and to inform the Indonesian people in Indonesia.
Right. Tell us what is on the agenda for today's celebration.
Today, celebrations of independence is just for the flag risings. And there was about 900 of Indonesians get-togethers in our soccer field, in our compound. So we were happy, and also we enjoyed the days. And not only for today, actually, we have already a series of activities since the 4th of May until the end of July. And next week, there will be a kind of the people party, something like that. And there will be bazaar and music, and also enjoying the day on the 24th of August.
Right, it's great to hear that you have a soccer field right there at the embassy in Bangkok. Mr. Ambassador, you said that the celebration is not only today. It started sometime in May all the way to July, and right now we are in August. Walk us through some of the highlights of the celebrations throughout the months.
Throughout the month, since May, we have a kind of the sport activities. There's so many sport competition at the times, starting from there is also soccer, badminton, tennis, and then volleyballs, even fishing, and not forget also the what we call it as the gaplek, the gaplek. So that's an enjoyable event for us. Then Indonesian people here, especially in Bangkok, get together in our embassy and to enjoy and celebrate our Independence Day with a series of activities.
Okay, well, what can you tell us about the relations between Indonesia and Thailand for the past years? And what can you expect to happen in the future as well between the two countries, after having a good relation so far?
The relation between Indonesia and Thailand, I would like to underline that it's not only after Indonesian independence, but back to the ancient kingdom in our era, in our regions, in Indonesia and also in Thailand. At the times, the Majapahit and also Sriwijaya already had a kind of relations, especially in the trade. And during the 18th centuries, the Rama V, the king of Thailand at the time, Chulalongkorn, we call is very famous for that. And then he came and visited Indonesia before Indonesian independence. At the time, the 1871, 1896, and 1901, the visitings, especially Java. And from that visit, the king of Rama V brought many things from Indonesia, including batik, and also the what we call it as the patok Java. Here it is called patok Java. What we call it is eceng gondok. They brought this because the beautiful flower, the colors, and also the green and purples. They love it. And then brought to Bangkok to Thailand. And also there is what we call it is jasmine, bunga melati, also brought from Indonesia. So that's the starting from that. The Indonesia and Thailand have a good relations. And the King Raman the Ninth, King Bhumibol Aduyadet also visited Indonesia in 1960. And the current king also has already visited Indonesia in 1960, 86. At that time, was the crown prince from Thailand. And the series of visiting exchange of visit of our high level ranking from both countries already visited many times, including the last one is President Joko Widodo. He already visited the Thailand in October 2022, at the time during the APEC meeting in Bangkok. So there is no reason for us for not strengthening our bilaterals. The relation between Indonesia and Thailand, not only in the culture but also in politics. We are both the founding fathers of ASEAN, and also in terms of the economic, Indonesia is the fourth largest investment in Thailand among the ASEAN countries. And Thailand is ranking a rank of 8 in Indonesia for the investments. So in the trade also the numbers is quite good. Last year is about 18.20 something billion US dollar. So this is a good sign for us to have a kind of better futures between Indonesia and Thailand.
Right. Ambassador Rahmat, it feels like I'm calling myself. This year's celebrations of Independence Day is all the more special, especially that we are welcoming a new government and new administrations in just a matter of months, the 20th of October. So on behalf of the Indonesian governments posted in Thailand, what are your expectations moving forwards with the momentum of Independence Day for the future government and probably the future capital too of Indonesia?
Yes, actually, it's the Thailand's people here waiting for the new cabinet in Indonesia, because at the same time, the Thailand also will have the new cabinet maybe just about a few months later. We here in Thailand also will have the new cabinet. 2 days ago, the prime minister, new prime minister of Thailand is already elected, and now waiting for the formal touring by the king. So after that, we'll have the prime ministers of the Thailand, the new one, and also the new cabinet. So the Indonesia there will be a new cabinet in October, and Thailand also will have the new cabinet. So at that time, it's a good chance for us to strengthen our bilateral relations in politics, in economic, in cultures and educations. Because one of the important things that we would like to have is the collaboration and cooperations in education and also research.
Well, that is excellent to hear. We have to express our gratitude to Your Excellency Rahmat Budiman, the Ambassador of Indonesia to Thailand, for taking your time today to speak to us and tell us all the glorious stories of celebrations over in Bangkok. Thank you very much indeed. Kap Kum Kap. Happy Independence Day and Merdeka.
All right, from Bangkok now we're going to move to Astana.
Kazakhstan,
yes,
that's
where
right.
we're going to be joined by Indonesian Ambassador to Kazakhstan, His Excellency Muhammad Fajrul Rahman. Hello, Ambassador. Thank you for joining us today. Happy Independence Day to you.
Merdeka, Merdeka.
Merdeka.
How are you, Mr. Ambassador?
Merdeka from Astana to Jakarta and to Nusantara also.
All right. So how's the celebration over there, Mr. Ambassador?
Just now we are celebrating Indonesian Independence Day. Now, maybe you listen. There is still so many activities over there. It is like a fashion show, and then also karaoke, and also so many things over there. About 200 people, Indonesian citizen here in Astana, in Kazakhstan, and also friend of Indonesia, and also some friends from ASEAN, because today we are celebrating also ASEAN Day, the 57th ASEAN Day in our embassy. So there are coming all of the ambassadors from ASEAN and also our friends from ASEAN communities. And last night, we had a diplomatic reception with the theme Bali Night Festivals. There are coming to Kazakhstan 20 performers from Indonesian Art Institute Denpasar, Bali, led by the president or director of EC Bali Denpasar. And also, we are celebrating so many activities here. We are celebrating also a year Sister City Day between Indonesia and Nusantara. On the 3rd of July 2023, we have signed the Sister City between Astana and Nusantara. Now, Astana is the newest capital city in the world, but today replaced by Nusantara as the newest capital city in the world.
Right.
So we are celebrating many things here, from Independence Day, Bali Night Festival, diplomatic reception, Sister City Day between Astana and Nusantara, and also we are celebrating ASEAN Day.
Okay, it's interesting that you mentioned that now Nusantara is the newest capital for a country in the world. You also said that there's cooperation like a sister city between Nusantara, yes, and Astana.
Now Nusantara is the newest capital city in the world. Before Astana, the newest capital city in the world. So now it is like today is the handover between Astana to Nusantara.
Taking over the crown here.
So we are celebrating also.
All right. So what is the meaning of having Astana and Nusantara as sister city? Can we make more advantage of this kind of cooperation?
Yes, because Astana, Nusantara, legally Nusantara has become the capital city of Nusantara on January 18, 2023. The bill signed by the Parliament of the Republic of Indonesia. So today it is in Nusantara the grand opening of Nusantara as the new capital city of Indonesia. But legally, a years ago, on 18 January 2023, signed by the Parliament of the Republic of Indonesia. So on the 3rd of July last year, the head of Nusantara Capital Authority, Mr. Bambang Susantono, came to Kazakhstan to sign the MOU, sister city between Indonesia or Nusantara and Astana as the sister city. So last night, we also celebrated the Sister City Day between Nusantara and Astana.
Wow.
Well, that is very amazing to hear that we have this concept of sister city between the the relatively newer capital of Astana and then the newest one, Nusantara, which is yet to be established. But we look forward to these incredible cooperations. Just one final question to you, Mr. Ambassador. Our country is now enjoyed its independence for today officially 79 years. What do you personally hope for this number of age of our country?
As the diplomat, we need to continue the policy of our foreign policy. Independent and active in the world. And then for the new administration also, we hopefully the new administration also will follow the same foreign policy, independent and active. And for the Indonesia, we need to support all the people who need to be to be democratic and to be well-being in Indonesia.
Right. Well, it's always a pleasure to have you here on TV Our World. And again, thank you so much, Mr. Ambassador, for sharing with us the excitement, the story from Astana, Kazakhstan. So we hope to see you someday back here in Jakarta, or we go over to Astana to come and visit you. Sounds really exciting there.
I think it is better for you to come to Astana to see the sister city of Nusantara, the first in the world.
Yeah, we have
On
to
the
learn
3rd of
something
July,
from Astana,
yes,
right?
we have to celebrate it.
All right. Thank you
Thank you
very
very
much,
much.
Ambassador, for joining us today.
Thank you
Happy
very much.
Independence Day to you.
So thank you very much. Yes,
And
thank you very much.
Merdeka.
Merdeka, merdeka, merdeka.
Ambassador Muhammad Fajrul there from Kazakhstan. Beautiful stories about the
Sister
capital
city
that we will
to
inherit
Nusantara,
yeah,
yes.
for Nusantara.
Okay.
Next time, where do we go?
Now
Val?
we're going to go to Copenhagen, where we're going to be joined by Indonesian ambassador to Denmark, Her Excellency Dewi Savitri Wahab.
A very good morning to you over in Copenhagen and a good afternoon from Jakarta, Indonesia. What a day, look at that. Happy Independence Day, Madam Ambassador. Merdeka. Tell us about the excitements ongoing behind you right there, Madam Ambassador.
Thank you. First of all, thank you so much for having us in the Diplomats Greeting Independence Day today. So we are going to have celebration. First, we are going to have a raising ceremony. And look, we have Paskibra. And we are going to also have, after that, the bazaar. And all attended by our friends and Indonesian national, as well as a Danish national who will participate in the bazaar. And after that, we are going to have a party, panggung gembira from us to all of the Indonesian national, as well as the friends of Indonesia from Denmark.
All right,
Wonderful.
Madam Ambassador, we're curious about your attire. Can you tell us where is it from?
This is from Kalimantan Timur. So a month ago, we have Indonesian festival hosted in Copenhagen, in the center city of Copenhagen. And our colleague from East Kalimantan participated, and they have graciously contributed this attire. So I'm very proud wearing it from Kalimantan Timur.
Wow, and you look lovely, Madam Ambassador. We have to say, representing the ethnic from the future capital of Indonesia. But we are also curious about the people standing behind you right there in the field. We believe some of them are the member of the flag hoisting group, the Paskibra, and also people wearing traditional attires. Tell us more about them, the people in attendees, please.
So they are, some of them are our colleagues from embassy. Some of them, the Indonesians are nationals. They're also a friend of Indonesia from Denmark. So some, because we are going to have a raising flag ceremony, so I encourage them to wear Indonesian national. So they are very good and they're very proud of showing our cultural diversity, because we are going to have also bazaar, as I said before, and we are hoping many Danish come to the bazaar. So this is our moment to show our diversity, our richness of Indonesia in terms of culture. We are selling food, but in our diversity, we are united. So basically, this is what we are going to show. Hello!
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us. If you can hear us in Jakarta, thank you.
Yeah. And I wanted to say that we are so proud, our embassy is so proud, because we do activities and always supported by our nationals in Copenhagen. So thank you again, and thank you again, guys. Thank you.
All right.
Madam Ambassador, I'm very curious about the bazaar, because as we know, Denmark is located so far away over in Europe, and one of those happy countries out there. But what do we have to showcase in terms of our independence and the products over at the bazaar? Do we have only food products or other products representing Indonesia's enterprises?
Yes, we have, of course, we have batik, we have clothes, we have bags, we have also food like Supermi ya. We Indomie because people love Indomie here. We have actually Indomie bakmi apa namanya bakmi goreng sold in our supermarket here. So although we are far away, but we are united through food because we have also many Indonesians selling food. Nasi uduk, I saw apa namanya? Somai, rendang, so everything we are trying to show
Indonesia.
in terms of food. In terms of food are also very diverse, spicy but good. So this is Indonesia, and hopefully they enjoy that, and they actually enjoy that because every year we do this.
I'm hungry just to hear your stories.
All right, so tell us how many people exactly, I mean, how many Indonesians are residing in Denmark at the moment?
So around Denmark, we have around 1,200. 800 are those who can register their vote in the election. And in Copenhagen, we have around 500. But the rest, we have a second generation who are also, they're also already a Danish national, but still they are among our masyarakat Indonesia. So around 1,200, not many, but they are very active in celebrating our Independence Day.
Right. Madam Ambassador, this is a joyous occasion, 79 years being independent, our country. Tell us, share with us your thoughts on what you dream of our country to be entering this new age, and especially with the hope for the new capital as well.
Yeah, we are a member of G20, so we are a middle power. So we would like to continue to be a middle power country, a country who helps with solution on global challenges. And we also hope that our economic will grow. We have a young generation who will participate in the economic development, and we have also international Indonesian students participating here, some of them coming from London. So we would like very much them to continue our development and make Indonesia great, continue to be great in the future.
All right. My last question to you, Madam Ambassador, what is your hope for the relations between Indonesia and Denmark in the future?
Our relation is robust and comprehensive, but we have still many opportunities to explore. For example, Denmark is really good in health and maritime, and those two sectors, we need that. So I'm hoping to work extra effort in continuing to explore more collaboration for both countries.
Right. Well, that is all the time that we have with you, Your Excellency Dewi Savitri Wahab, the Ambassador of the Republic of Indonesia to Denmark. Thank you so much. And thank you everyone right there in the back for joining us for this wonderful occasion for TVR Our World. I'm lost for words. Again, happy Independence Day and Merdeka. So happy to see you guys.
Thank you so much. And happy Independence Day. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Ambassador.
All right, now we're going to Stockholm. We're going to be joined by the Indonesian ambassador to
before we go there, we go to Stockholm first. We have ambassador to Sweden right there. His Excellency Kama Pradipta Isnomo joining us from Stockholm. A very good morning to you over in Stockholm. Happy Independence Day, Mr. Ambassador. Merdeka.
Merdeka, happy Independence Day, and good morning from chilly Stockholm.
Wow,
chilly.
It's a chilly summer.
Right. Okay.
So how do you celebrate the Independence Day for a chilly day in Stockholm, Mr. Ambassador? Tell us more.
Today, the weather is registered at 17 degrees Celsius. I repeat, 17 degrees Celsius. So it's slightly chilly. A bit surprised because we were not expecting the weather. We were expecting about 22, 25 degrees, but nevertheless, this is the Nordic. Everything is based on the weather. But today we are going to celebrate our 79th anniversary by starting with the flag hoisting ceremony. We expect around 600 to 700 Indonesian nationals in Stockholm and greater Stockholm area to participate in today's event. So we look forward to having this a very beautiful and festive event.
All right, so you mentioned about 700 people will be attending the event today. Exactly how many people, Indonesian residents, are staying in Sweden at the moment?
In total, we have around 1,500 Indonesian citizens or nationals. This is primarily due to the fact that we have an increasingly number of Indonesian students who are studying in Sweden. So I think this has been the trend for the past 2-3 years, and we've seen an increase of Indonesian scholarship recipients from LPDP. And recently we signed another MOU between the Ministry of Education and several universities in Sweden, whereby Indonesian undergraduate students will take part for 1 semester to study and to get resources, materials here in various campuses in Sweden.
Right. Mr. Ambassador, on that note, we've seen so many cooperations between particularly medical companies of Sweden with medical faculties here, different universities across the nation in Indonesia. And also we have a lot of Sweden companies established here for many, many years here in Indonesia. How do you see that moving forwards? We can establish more ties covering more ranges and aspects of cooperations between the two nations.
That's a very good question, because next year, Indonesia and Sweden will commemorate our 75th anniversary of bilateral relations. Sweden was one of the first few European countries that recognized our independence, which was 74 years ago. So based on this relationship, we have built and we have harnessed many aspects of relationship, which includes economics, trade, politics, social, cultural, and education. You mentioned about economics and trade there. Sweden happens to be the biggest trading partner of Indonesia from the Nordic. Last year, we broke the record of $1.1 billion of total trade. And Sweden also happens to be the biggest investor in Indonesia from the Nordic. What are the departments or sectors that Sweden and Indonesia are focusing at? We are mostly focusing at number 1, renewable and sustainable and transition energy. So that is the main focus, one of the main focus. Secondly is both Sweden and Indonesia are mining nations. Sweden and Indonesia are blessed with abundance of mineral resources. So there's an area of collaboration and potential there. And thirdly, you mentioned about health. Sweden happens to be ranked number 2 in the world in terms of innovation and technology after Swiss and before the US. So we want to capitalize on this. And on health sector, this is something that we really need. And just 3 months ago, we facilitated an MOU, a Memorandum of Understanding between Karolinska University, which is a renowned medical university in Sweden, together with our own university, University of Erlangga in Surabaya, whereby both universities would have joint research and joint collaboration at the PhD level. So many of areas of opportunities lie ahead. We are going to celebrate the 75th anniversary. And I think both nations agree and see things eye to eye that trade, commerce, economy is something that will be the strongest foundation between our relationship.
Right. Well, thank you very much for shedding lights on great future between Indonesia and Sweden ahead. And we have to thank you again for talking to us on the program. His Excellency Kama Pradipta Isnomo, the Ambassador of Indonesia to Sweden. And again from Jakarta, happy Independence Day, Mr. Ambassador. Merdeka!
Merdeka, thank you, and greetings to all our compatriots back home.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now we are going to move to Buenos Aires, where we're going to be joined by Indonesian Ambassador to Argentina, His Excellency Sulaiman Sharif. Hello, Mr. Ambassador. Thank you for joining us today. Happy Independence Day to you.
Merdeka.
Merdeka.
Right, how are you, Mr. Ambassador? Walk us through the
all.
excitement of celebrations of independence over in Buenos Aires.
So the celebration of Independence Day this year has been very festive. Our community has organized a variety of activities, including sport competition like table tennis, billiards, traditional Indonesian games, which foster togetherness among fellow Indonesians. To showcase the richness of Indonesian culture, we have curated an exhibition titled Heroes, Gods, and Giants, Indonesian on Stage at the Museo Nacional de Arte Oriental, Buenos Aires. This four-month exhibit highlights the power of wayang and topeng as both entertain and educational tools. We are pleased to report that within the first 2 weeks, we have welcomed over 20,000 visitors, and we are also offers interactive workshop and lectures on wayang, traditional dances, and Indonesian history throughout the exhibition. Many attenders have expressed their appreciation for the opportunity to learn about our culture. As a symbol of friendship, the iconic red and white colors on the Indonesian flag are illuminating several landmarks in Buenos Aires City, creating a festive atmosphere throughout the city. This year, the colors will be on 3 landmarks: Puente de la Mujer, the Planetario, and Palacio, what we call it, Lezama. Later today, we will hold a ceremony to commemorate our Independence Day. Will be attended by our diaspora throughout Argentina. We will also invite 2 gamelans group, and will be also the celebration will be potong tumpeng event along with traditional games such as lomba makan kerupuk, lomba memasukin pensil dalam botol, and lomba balap kelereng and rebutan kursi.
Well, it's hard to find English words for those.
We were excited to celebrate the winners on easy writing competition held at Escuela Republica Indonesia. We have 2 Indonesian schools here in Argentina where students explore themes related to their knowledge and impression of Indonesia. We hope this will nurture a sense of closeness and love for our country from an early age. And then the enthusiasm of the Indonesian community in participating, what we call it, this event has been very, very wonderful. It has been heartwarming to see families will come together, sharing stories and tradition with one another. And then as we celebrate, we also look forward to the future initiative that will further strengthen our cultural ties and connection between Argentina and Indonesia. Very, very exciting moment.
All right. We've seen the footage before. There are certain activities regarding lights.
Yeah, it's the so-called City of Lights there.
Is there any
beautiful.
special things that is going to happen during this celebration regarding that special lights or city lights?
Yes, indeed, correct. Because now, what we call last night was 16th of August in Buenos Aires, 17th August in Jakarta. So 10 hours different. But last night I made a tour around the city. So many people, they are seeing the smoke lights and they are very excited as well.
Right. And very quickly, Mr. Ambassador, before we let you go, we're both members of the G20. How would you describe the bilateral and diplomatic relations, the highlights between these cooperations of Indonesia and Argentina at this point?
Great. So I always mention to our colleague here that Indonesia and Argentina, we are amigos, we are friends, we are very close friends. This year, we celebrated our 68th of our anniversary of bilateral diplomatic relationships.
And we are, as amigos, we are like-minded countries. We are supporting each other. We share our ideas, democracy, pluralism, multiculturalism, and many others. So our relation, we are very close each other.
Right. Mr. Ambassador, His Excellency Sulaiman Sharif, Ambassador of Indonesia to Argentina. Thank you very much. Gracias, Mr. Ambassador, for your time and stories. Again, happy Independence Day. Merdeka. Thank you, Mr. Ambassador.
Muchísimas gracias. Happy Independence Day, dear brothers and sisters. Merdeka, merdeka, merdeka.
Merdeka.
Merdeka. Bye-bye.
You forgot to mention the amigos.
The amigos, we are amigos, like us here in the studio. Let's go say konnichiwa now to our colleagues who are ambassador in Japan.
Yeah, we're going to go to Tokyo now, where we'll be joined by the Indonesian ambassador to Japan, His Excellency Heri Ahmadi. Hello, Mr. Ambassador. How are you today?
Konnichiwa.
Ohayo gozaimasu from Jakarta. Happy Independence Day, Mr. Ambassador.
Oh, yes.
Merdeka.
Merdeka.
Right. Tell us about how our Indonesian people and you at the embassy celebrate this joyous Independence Day, Mr. Ambassador.
Yes, we are very fortunate that we have a school here in Japan. We have Sekolah Republik Indonesia Tokyo. So every year we have a big celebration for the Indonesian independence in our school building. So many people come, and then we also have another occasion, especially for example, today we also have the wayang performance. It's attended by many people to join this one. But beside this one, we also have a special occasion in giving respect to our Japanese friend, meaning that the Japanese people who in the past used helping Indonesia for fighting for independence. As we understand, many of the Japanese soldiers during the World War II, they decided when Japan defeated by the alliance, then they decided not go back to Japan, but join our military for defending our independence. So many of them living in Indonesia now have many of the heritage from them, and then every year we also have a monument where we come there to give the respect to Japanese who are helping defending our independence. That's among other our activities in Tokyo.
Right. Well, Mr. Ambassador Heri Ahmadi, I saw you just a few months back in March as we celebrated the opening of the Indonesia Pavilion ahead of the Osaka World Expo 2025. And in just a few months, next year it's going to be opening. So what's the preparation so far? What's the progress of our pavilions and things to showcase to the world through the World Expo just next year?
Yes, just for the information for our audience that on the last February, we have a groundbreaking for Indonesian Pavilion in World Expo 2025 in Osaka. And then the progress right now is basically on schedule. We expect everything will be finished on the physical thing around February or March, and then the opening will be held, the expo will be held on April. But every country will have what's so called as a National Day, the one day with this giving to its national participant to have their own celebration. So we already decided to have the National Day, our Indonesian Day, in the Osaka Expo. World Expo will be on the 25th of April
2025.
next year.
Yeah.
So that will be really very good for expose for our cultural and also our potential in the world.
All right, thank you very much for explaining that, Mr. Ambassador. Tell us what is the economic relations between Indonesia and Japan currently?
Yes, last year, very fortunate too that our two leaders, President Jokowi and the Prime Minister Kishida, already announced it that we elevate our relation to become a comprehensive strategic partnership. And now, right now, we are in the process of formulating plan of action for the next 5 years on what we, in the frame of the comprehensive strategic partnership, can do in the next 5 years. The area not only for the economic cooperation, including also on the education and technological exchange and many things, including defense cooperation. So I think, yeah, we have a very good relation, and then we actually our economic also our trading also very increased significantly. Last year, I think this is the biggest one. We have a volume for our trading up to 42 billion US dollar. And then also this year, we already, just last week, we signing the revision of the IJPA protocol, Indonesia-Japan Economic Partnership Agreement protocols, which is giving a lot of opening for the trading and the economic cooperation between Indonesia and Japan. So hopefully that will be based for our better cooperation in the near future, in the coming years.
Right, Mr. Ambassador, just one final question before we let you go. We're aware that there is a significant, substantial amount of Indonesian people residing in Japan right now, not only in the capital Tokyo, but all over Japan, in Osaka and Kyoto, in Yokohama. Have you heard words from our fellow diaspora all over Japan on how they celebrate these joyous occasions of Independence Day?
Yes, that's what actually, in the last 2 years, Indonesian population in Japan increasing triple. The number is triple, from around 60,000 during or before the COVID. Right now, the number is around 180,000. Actually, it is very difficult for us also to reaching out of them, so that our focus at this time is for focusing on strengthening our community in all of the area. So we expect in many area, because today is the holiday, in many places they also celebrating Independence Day by having upacara or a kind of the activities like this one too, and also many things happen in many places in around Tokyo, Japan. But especially the biggest number of our population is in Aichi prefecture. The number in one prefecture is more than 10,000. So I learned that they have also flag erecting, flag raising celebration in several places in Japan. So that's all.
Wow, that's exciting to hear that, Mr. Ambassador.
Yes, okay. Thank you very much once again, Mr. Ambassador, for joining us today and for sharing your story from Japan. Happy Independence Day to you.
Arigatou gozaimasu.
Merdeka. Arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you very much. Let's go now over to our Consulate General of the Republic of Indonesia based in Hong Kong right now. We have joining us Mr. Yul Addison, all the way from Hong Kong. A very good day to you, Mr. Yul Addison. It is good to see you again after our dialogue just a while back.
Yes, good to see you again, Mas Rahmat, Mbak Valentina.
And from Jakarta, happy Independence Day, sir. Merdeka.
Happy Independence Day too. You know.
So how do you celebrate in Hong Kong? Right. How do you celebrate in Hong Kong, Mr. Consul General?
So, today that we held the flag raising ceremony, you know, in our residence, attended by around 300 participants. And they're very enthusiastic, you know, from 7 in the morning, they already came because we started at 9, you know.
All right, so can you tell us how many Indonesians are residing in Hong Kong at the moment?
Right now, there are almost 200,000 Indonesians living and working in Hong Kong, and around 160 of them are working as domestic helpers, and 99% of them are women.
If you can give us an illustration, sir, from year to year, how do you describe the ambience, the joy as we celebrate Independence Day each and every year over in Hong Kong? From your years of stewardship representing our country?
So, based on my observation and also the information that I received from my colleagues, that there is a palpable excitement for Independence Day celebration year after year in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Because we have like a huge number of our citizens living and working in Hong Kong.
All right.
How are they involved in the celebrations, particularly one that is arranged by our Consul General, sir?
Yeah, this year, the Consulate General is holding several sport championships for our citizens, including badminton and volleyball. And we also actively involve our citizens in today's flag raising ceremony, proceeding, and other festivities. And for instance, our flag hoisting troop this morning consists of entirely of our migrant workers, around 12 migrant workers, carefully selected from hundreds of applicants, you know. And for the last couple of months, they had spent their one free day of the week to practice regularly to ensure that the ceremony will go as solemnly as possible. And also today, following the ceremony, there are musical performances from our students in Hong Kong, because we have almost 1,000 Indonesian students studying in Hong Kong right now, you know, and mini bazaar managed by small Indonesian businesses. They are also the Indonesian citizens in Hong Kong.
All right. It's exciting to hear that the migrant workers also took part in the flag hoisting ceremony. So, but maybe you can tell us more about the situation regarding our migrant workers there in Hong Kong, sir, because, you know, at the moment we might hear some news about their working environment that is maybe not too suitable at the moment. Can you tell us more about that?
So, speaking about the work environment in Hong Kong, I can say that the Hong Kong has one of the best system in the world, you know, in order to protect the migrant workers, you know, because the regulation is really clear, you know, and in addition to that, we are working closely with Hong Kong's authorities, yeah, and we also has, very powerful tools, mechanisms. We developed the systems that if the Hong Kong's employment agency would like to recruit Indonesians migrant workers, they need to have a license from our Consulate General.
Well, Mr. Consul General, have you heard of any celebratory moments for the Independence Day being held also in nearby Macau?
tomorrow, actually, our citizens, particularly our domestic helper, will organize a big event in Victoria Park from the morning, because they will hold the flag raising ceremony in the morning, and followed by cultural performance until 5 in the afternoon.
Right. Well, that's exciting to hear. But personally, we'd like to hear your thoughts, sir, on what we need to still do as a nation as we enter 79 years being independent. What sort of homeworks need to be ironed out, particularly as we welcome a new government in October?
Yeah, the most important things that this is our Independence Day. Then we hope that we can keep the spirit of our unity alive. This is the most important thing, and try to strengthen our connections, particularly for our citizens living and working abroad.
All right, so maybe you can also tell us what can we learn from Hong Kong's, because as we know that Hong Kong has a good economy, just like you said
One
before.
of the biggest trading partners too. Yeah.
What can we learn from them?
We can, learn a lot from Hong Kong, because Hong Kong right now, it is the center for three things, the center for shipping, center for financial aspects, and center for trade aspect, and one hub. It is a hub for prominent talent, They would like to attract more talent, because they offer many opportunities in Hong Kong. So we can learn about this one, how to attract more people, how to attract many tourists to, to come to Indonesia. And we learn a lot from Hong Kong. So luckily, then I'm in Hong Kong right now.
Right. Well, it's certainly great to hear that. We'll have to leave it at that for now. Our Consul General of the Republic of Indonesia in Hong Kong and also from Macau, Mr. Yul Edison, thank you very much for sharing with us the spirit of independence all the way from Hong Kong, from Jakarta. Again, we wish you a very happy Independence Day. Merdeka!
Thank you, Merdeka. Thank you, Mas Rahmat, Mbak Valentina.
Bye-bye, sir.
Bye.
Well, that was exciting all the way from Hong Kong as we traverse the globe today, hearing some of the most inspiring stories of celebrations and how everyone just out there, our Indonesian people, elevate their sense of nationalism, right, Valentina?
Yes, that's right. And of course, what we've seen just now is not only the officials, only the students, but also the migrant workers took part. Yeah, so it's very exciting to know that everyone is trying to participate in this special moment for the 79th Independence Day.
Even though we are here in the studio, but we feel like we are traveling around the globe and just being involved personally in all of those excitements. In the meantime, we have coming up for you greetings also from diplomats representing different governments from around the globe, congratulating Indonesians on the independence anniversary. Take a look at this next video.
Dear viewers of TFLE, on behalf of the people of Japan, allow me to express my heartfelt congratulations on the 79th anniversary of Indonesia's independence. I wish Indonesia keeps on prospering for its people toward a brighter future. We look forward to continuing, even enhancing our collaborations as trusted partner. Happy Independence Day.
Dear Indonesian friends, on the 79th anniversary of Indonesia's independence, on behalf of the government and the people of Mexico, the Embassy of Mexico in Indonesia extends its warmest congratulations to all of you, the people of Indonesia and its authorities. As we celebrate this special day, Mexico stands with you, honoring Indonesia's achievements and progress made since its independence, as well as enduring friendship between our nations. May the spirit of independence and unity continue to uplift and inspire the people of Indonesia. Selamat Hari Kemerdekaan Republik Indonesia. Merdeka!
Halo semuanya.
Tanya. My name is Daniel Blockert and I'm the Swedish ambassador to Indonesia, and I'm so sorry that I can't be in Indonesia to celebrate the National Day with you because I'm currently in my hometown of Stockholm. I know that Indonesians are proud of their National Day. You should be. It was a long struggle towards independence, through war, and then the long journey towards a peaceful democracy, so it's really something to celebrate. So Selamat Hari Kemerdekaan Indonesia.
Salam Sejahtera. My name is Muhammad Trabelsi, Ambassador of Tunisia to Indonesia. 17th of August 1945. 79 years of independence of Indonesia. 79 years of prosperity. And 79 years of South-South dialogue and solidarity. Happy Independence Day for His Excellency, the President of Republic of Indonesia, Joko Widodo, and His Excellency, the President-elect Prabowo Subianto, the government and the brotherly people of Indonesia. Best wish of good health and more wealth. Tunisia and Indonesia stand side by side for an equal, peaceful and fair world. Dirgahayu, Indonesia.
Saya Luis Suboyama, Duta Besar Peru untuk Indonesia, mengucapkan selamat hari kemerdekaan Republik Indonesia yang ke-79. Semoga semangat kemerdekaan ini senantiasa memotivasi bangsa Indonesia untuk terus maju dan berkembang. Dirgahayu Republik Indonesia.
Hello and welcome back to our celebration of the 79th anniversary of Indonesia's Independence Day. And you're still with us, with me, Valerina Daniel, and my partner here.
I'm Rahmat Idris. We are still going around the world just to see the excitements. And right now we are heading to the Russian Federations as we are now joined by the Ambassador of the Republic of Indonesia to Russia, based in Moscow right now, joining us all the way from the capital, His Excellency Jose Tavares. Mr. Ambassador, what a day. It is so good to see you again. It felt like just yesterday I saw you at the embassy in Moscow. Thank you very much for joining us. And from Jakarta, happy Independence Day. Merdeka!
Merdeka, yes. Mas Rahmat and Mbak Siska, first of all, a happy Independence Day.
Yeah, it's Valerina right here in the studio, sir.
Right now, outside of the building. Of course, as usual, we have decorated the compound with red and white attributes.
Yeah.
And we organize various activities, sports activities, competition in football games, ping pong, volleyball, etc. And we also provide consular services for Indonesian citizens here. And we just finished the flag hoisting ceremony with all of these traditional dresses, costumes, colorful.
From my memory, from our short period of time being over at the embassy there, what I remember distinctly, Mr. Ambassador, was chef de cuisine of our Indonesian embassy over in Moscow. So what are the highlights of culinary that we are showcasing for the celebration this year?
Yeah, well, the culinary is, of course, Indonesian culinary. It's a lot of varieties here. I don't want to mention just a few, but people are outside and enjoying the food.
Most definitely, it was delicious.
All right, so sir, I see that. And in the picture at the moment, we see that there are the flag hoisting groups. Can you tell us more about them? Who are they? Are they students in Russia?
Yes, they are students in Russia. They are from various regions of Indonesia. They are from Sumatra, Sulawesi, Java, Papua, So it's a lot of regions that they are representing. They are studying here also for various faculties and disciplines that they are now studying in various universities in Russia.
Right. Ambassador Jose, one of the highlights and probably one of the most prominent occurrence just in the past years in pertaining to the relations between Indonesia and Russia was the recent meeting between the elect president of Indonesia, Prabowo Subianto, with the president of Russian Federation, Vladimir Putin. And you were there, we believe, in person to witness this historical moment. What were some of the biggest takeaways from this monumental meeting?
Well, I think, you see, Indonesia and Russia, we are old friends. I must say old friends, a new era.
Yeah.
So Russia has helped Indonesia diplomatically and even militarily during our struggle for independence at the time. In the United Nations, for example, Russia have helped Indonesia for the recognition of the new proclaimed republic at the time. And now the president-elect, His Excellency, Mr. Prabowo Subianto, was here and meeting with President Putin, and they, of course, will strengthen the relationship forward with cooperative activities that mutually beneficial, mutual respect. So this is very important with equal footing so that we can move forward. I think the president-elect has already say very important things and both sides mention it. And of course, we are here in the embassy and ready to follow up when the president-elect assume his task as the president of the Republic of Indonesia in October.
Right. Well, Mr. Ambassador, one of the things that we do here every single year for the celebrations of Indonesia's independence is to look back in history. And pertaining to your posting over in Russia, we cannot look back, but the deep-rooted history of Indonesia and Russia dating back to the visits, historical visits of our founding father, Sukarno, to Russia, establishing the very beginning moments of our diplomatic and bilateral relations. Can you walk us through some of the most pivotal moments in history of First President Sukarno's of Indonesia's visit right where you are at the embassy to sort of blaze the path and a trailblazer, if I may say it that way, of our diplomatic relations?
Well, President Sukarno was here in Russia 4 times. 56, 59, 61, and 64. He was actually celebrating his birthday here just in the embassy of Indonesia. So it's a very historical place here. Since the president was here celebrating with high prominent dignitaries of the Soviet Union at the time. And of course, there are various cooperations that have undertaken at the time. For example, the Gelora Bung Karno was built at the instruction of the Soviet leader Nikita Khrushchev. Of course, President Sukarno wants this very similar to Luzhniki here, the stadium here in Moscow. That was replicated in Indonesia as a Gelora Bung Karno. I think many people in Indonesia doesn't know this.
Yeah.
So, and then, of course, President Sukarno also asked for Russia at the time, the Soviet Union, to build Krakatau Steel. I think this is the first transfer of technology that the Soviet Union actually helped Indonesia to build, which is until now, there is a great development of this Krakatau steel that we have. You see, there is a lot of monuments in Jakarta, even the Monas, the national monument of Indonesia, was held by the Russians. And also, you can see a road in Palangkaraya was built at the time, maybe more than 60 years already, and still utilized so far. So, you know, Russians are very keen to continue the cooperation with Indonesia in various aspects. so that it is mutually beneficial and we can continue with our friendship cooperation forward. And I might add that, in the context of the celebrating the Independence Day next week, we also have our reception day that will be attended by government officials as well as ambassadors and friends of Indonesia, as to engage further besides officially and also in terms of people to people as bridging for enhancing our cooperation forward in the near future.
Right. Just one final question pertaining to what you just said about our Indonesian diasporas being in Russia, sir. Russian Federation is a vast nation. We believe that the composition is quite widespread across Russia, probably in St. Petersburg, in Tatarstan, other parts of Russia as well. Have you heard words from a fellow Indonesian diasporas on how they celebrate, they get together, and to have the sense of nationalism for the celebration, sir?
Yes, they do. For example, in St. Petersburg, they come together. Of course, they celebrate, except for the flag hosting. Of course, we just have it here in the embassy, but they're celebrating and come together. It is just to cultivate a kind of solidarity, togetherness, and the love for the motherland, Indonesia. So that, this kind of come together and celebration and singing national anthems, it is necessary so as to create some kind of consciousness that we have the responsibility and obligation to contribute our best to Indonesia's development. I think this not only in St. Petersburg, they are doing also in Vladivostok and Ekaterinburg, Kazan, and many places where Indonesian citizens are.
All right. Certainly exciting to hear that. Well, that's all the time that we have with you, Mr. Ambassador, His Excellency Jose Tavares, Ambassador of Indonesia to Russian Federation. Thank you very much, spasiba, Mr. Ambassador, for telling us this great story from Moscow. Again, a happy Independence Day to you and our Indonesians in Russia. Merdeka!
Merdeka, thank you very much.